A bowing basement wall or a leaning chimney? These are all signs of a possible foundation issue. Call United Structural Systems, the experts in foundation repair, at 615-227-2275.
From the WinBet studio, win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville.
A Cumulus media station.
The Titans and the Colts. Kickoff is Sunday at noon on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
Good afternoon. I am Joe Hunk. We are currently awaiting the injury report, the fresh one, on this Thursday. But what we do know so far is that Bud Dupree, Amani Hooker, and Chris Jackson, as well as Chester Rogers and Monty Rice, all participated in practice today. That is according to our man, Jim Wyatt. One person that did not practice that we do know about was Julio Jones. Derrick Henry wasn't spotted, but we assumed that there was rest or there was a little bit of a limitation because, you know, he's the king. But for all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, what we also know is you need to visit USSTN.com. Also, breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron.
You're a little off.
Kind of had a weekend.
I've been in a World Series bubble down in Houston, and honestly, like when you go to an event like that, like there's nothing else going on. Like you are just trapped inside this bubble of whatever it is you're going to. That's true for any big like sporting event, but the World Series, man, is so much fun. And if you ever get a chance to go. Even if you don't have a dog in the hunt. Like we went to Cardinals Red Sox, the game where Wong got picked off first to end the game.
That's a good one.
And we went to one of the
2013.
We went to one of the World Series games in 2017 when Houston lost to the Dodgers, the game we went to, and then we went to games 1 and 2. And I'll tell you this, man, it's funny. I was walking around. We were walking around just kind of taking it all in with my 11-year-old. So it was me and him. And then a buddy of mine, buddy of his. They're best friends and all that. And so we're just walking around, and it's like Braves, like we're wearing Houston stuff, and you know, we pass Braves fans, and they would be like, "Hey, have a great night. How are y'all?" Like, and you just like, "Hey, hope you know, good luck," and all this stuff. And it happened a couple of times, and Drew looked up to me and goes, "That is a lot different than SEC football."
It is.
I'm like, "Yeah, everybody's ready to fight each other on SEC football Saturday if you're not for the same team." But anyway, yeah, so it was tons of fun, and we'll talk more about that later. But Davenport's wearing blue. What game do you have this week?
This week I've got Virginia at BYU.
Oh.
Which, if you...
You're going back to Provo.
BUA.
I'm going back to Provo.
BU.
Which, if you... it's 2 6-2 teams, and if you haven't kept up with Virginia football, which a lot of people probably haven't, honestly. I mean, they've got a Heisman candidate at quarterback, no doubt. His numbers are the same as Bryce Young right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know nothing about UVA.
I know.
Football.
Well, guess who their head coach is? Bronco Mendenhall,
Yeah,
who's going back to BYU for the first time since he left BYU.
I completely forgot that he was.
Yes. So it's actually an
coach.
interesting kind of matchup and game. And obviously, you have a Heisman vote. I have a Heisman vote. So I.
Where's mine? Like, no, enough is enough.
Oh.
Where's mine?
By the way.
I don't control it, Slay. I don't know.
Yeah. But it's all that. I mean, it's nice to be able to see some of these candidates in person, and watch them play in person before I.
What?
I just dropped my bag over here.
She's got
and
52
I couldn't
bags
remember.
over there.
I have 52 bags. I couldn't remember if there was anything breakable in that one that just fell 30 feet down to the ground.
So, Slay. I almost called you Ron Slay before we intro you. So the Heisman thing, like Joe Biddle, who is a Hall of Fame, one of the best writers ever, funny dude.
I remember Joe
controlled it for a long
he
time.
probably covered you in high school.
when it was the Nashville Banner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, you're that old?
Listen, man. Hey, man, I was around for a while.
See, I usually go at her. I flipped the script.
I was
on you.
around for. That's why I wasn't even ready. I ain't
I'm enjoying
I didn't have no
this.
rebuttal. I usually
This is
I usually have
enjoyable.
something ready for you, but I ain't have nothing ready for you.
Yeah, Joe Biddle controlled it for a long time. Now I think it's Teresa Walker.
Oh,
I wanna
really?
say, yeah. So hit up Teresa.
Queen Teresa. Come on, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get Coach
No, I
Mack
think
to
it's
send up.
Jimmy.
Was it Jimmy?
It's Jimmy Himes.
Oh, it is Jimmy
that's my
Himes.
guy too.
Jimmy Himes.
It is
my
Jimmy
guy.
Himes.
Yeah.
You're right.
You have to get like nominated and stuff for it.
You do, and like basically somebody has to die or not vote. There's only a certain number allowed per state.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah,
okay.
so
let me-
in Tennessee, either somebody has to screw it up and not vote,
It is weird that there are two people on one show that
but
that is weird.
But you had yours way before mine. I got mine because of my involvement with ESPN and college football.
Well, let me just put this out
I don't
there
know how
then.
I
So
got mine.
that now I won't get one.
Yeah.
If y'all give me one, I'm gonna vote for a Tennessee guy every time.
Hey, you don't want to say that publicly.
Okay.
No, I'm saying it
you
publicly.
Okay,
I
you're
want it on record.
never.
Yeah,
Okay.
come on. All right, listen. I want it on record. Yep.
Okay,
It'll
you're
be,
not- no.
Listen, it'll be a Tennessee guy, somebody
You don't
from
want
Tennessee
that
State,
on your record.
Vanderbilt.
You're never going to get a Heisman
If
vote.
Belmont get a 7-on-7 team, I'm voting for one of them. Like, so that's.
Why doesn't Belmont play 7-on-7 football?
I don't know, but guess what?
Oh, my
I'd vote for their
gosh.
quarterback for the Heisman.
What
Or
about,
maybe
what
the
about
running
Memphis?
back.
What about a Memphis quarterback?
They'll never get a vote.
Just state of
What about
Tennessee.
Kentucky?
Brandon give them all their votes.
Yeah, they're second in the East.
See what
Remember?
I'm saying? They'll never get a vote from me.
Tennessee gets them next weekend.
I could,
That's a big one, huh? That's going to be a fun one.
Listen, I may go up there and be outside the. First of all, let me go and say this. Give me a little intro, man.
Yeah,
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
There we go.
I'm ready.
I'm in the building.
I'm in the building. First of all, I miss my man. I'm glad my man back.
I'm in the building.
Missed you, fool.
This whole morning, or this whole afternoon's already sounded weird until this moment.
Yeah,
Now it feels right.
You know what? And let me go and put this out there too, because I like putting a lot of things out there today. I'm gonna put this one out there too. I'm not going to Kroger until after this game. So Kroger, you get no more business from me. I ain't using none of my fuel points, none of that. So, y'all, matter of fact, Kroger, you can cancel mine. Matter of fact, you can cancel my I'm going to Publix. You can cancel my membership. I will not shop at Kroger. I don't care if everything run out at Publix. I'm not going across the street to Kroger.
For those
And
that
you know the
don't
one I'm
know,
talking about, Babs.
it is Kroger Field in Lexington.
Bingo.
Yes, and for Kroger, as a really kind advertiser, he's not
No,
serious.
he's not serious. We love him.
Kroger mess with us?
Dude, do you know where I got my gas when I ran out? Kroger. That's the place that
Yeah,
actually had
but
gas.
are they rocking with us, though? Because they rocking with Kentucky.
Kentucky.
They're just rocking with them up there. They're all
Yeah,
good
but
here.
I feel like it's trickling down here
It's
to
the
me.
Kroger's up there. It's not the Kroger's
It's
here.
different.
Yeah, they're
It's
different
totally different.
Krogers. Totally different part of the Kroger family.
Look, it's
I
like,
think about it.
we're just messing with you.
But let me tell you another
You
one.
have an unbelievable start to the show. First, you're trying to work your way toward a Heisman vote. Then you explain how you're not going to get one.
And let me tell you what I'm going to do next.
And now you're going grocery store
yeah,
battling.
that's right. It's beef, literally, not the one in the store. But this is what I'm telling you. Also, when they play, since listen, I got some friends up there in Kentucky, and I got some people I could call on to try to get some tickets, but I'm not going to put them in a bad spot because I would be up there in all orange. I said I vowed to never, ever wear the suspenders. But if I were to get tickets to that game in the Kentucky section, I would wear the orange checkerboard suspenders. I mean, not suspenders, the overalls. I would wear them.
Wait, you vowed to not wear overalls?
Yeah, because that looks
I mean,
goofy,
that's
goofy on the 6'8" guy.
a 6'8" guy
Yeah, that
in
looks so.
Tennessee
That would look just
checkerboard
goofy.
overalls.
I'm gonna put a little red
I
nose
can't.
on me.
I completely want to see that.
No, Brent, I couldn't do that.
But like, how do you even make a decision? And like, you don't need to make that vow.
No, that
Like-
decision's about no, because I know it'll look crazy. I know it would. No, the big black guy at 6'8" and overall, look, it just looks very.
Get you on
clownish.
TV?
Yes, exactly. That the
Oh.
camera stay panning. To
You
me.
have to wear them, though, with nothing under them.
Yeah, even more foolish.
Yes.
So this is what I'm saying. I'll make me get on my push-ups game, though.
Right?
I get my pecs and everything. But I'm saying I'll be outside that stadium. I might just be outside that stadium. Babs, did we say you working it?
No, but I am.
Yeah, it's okay.
Ta-da!
I
You
sneak
can
up there in
stay
Bab's
home
truck.
and watch it.
Yeah, no,
I
I'll
love how-
sneak up there in Bab's truck.
I love how sleigh break stories.
And be outside.
Have we said this yet?
Yeah. I'll be outside that little field, that little grocery store field, just like the big guy that was outside the Titans complex, cheering them on, cheering the
Just go
balls on.
do 3HL all week from there
Bingo. Now you got it.
in overalls.
Yeah, that's right.
In a
With
tent.
no shirt on
With
underneath.
zero shirt.
Yeah.
And it'll be cold.
That would be so good.
That'll bring me a horse.
Oh, you know it's going to be cold there,
be
right?
freezing up there.
It's Lexington. Lexington at night in November. It's gonna be
Always.
cold.
But I
100%.
listen, I do want to say this too. Kentucky fans, I do love y'all outside of the sport because y'all are a great fan base. I will say this, so I got to give y'all a hard time. But,
They're a great fan base.
yeah, my shirt says just never stop, so this orange stuff can't stop.
I mean, back in the day, you go to games there, man, it'd be packed, and they sucked.
Listen, they were the only one
For
after
football?
my career was
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Gave me a standing ovation.
Oh, they did?
Led by
Hey,
Ashley
real
Jordan.
understands
Talent
real.
recognizes talent.
Yeah.
That's it.
Talk they talk.
There you
By
go.
the way, let's see. Let's check out the Zone TV feed. I got my computer pulled up here.
What up?
Yeah,
Let's see.
I forgot to mention yesterday where you could go watch Zone TV all day. Never once mentioned it.
We even reminded her.
And it was active
And I
in
still
there, too.
didn't do it.
It was very active in there.
Listen, man, it's a lot harder to do this part of the job than people understand.
Who you telling?
Zone TV, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Let me embarrass me.
Here's a message. Ron Slay is on. I love Kentucky. Slay for president.
See?
Kentucky.
William Titan. Kentucky will sweep Tennessee basketball this year. All Kentucky has
Man,
to do is
listen.
win next week. Get worried, Slay.
Come on, man. Like Rick Bond, listen, man. In his back pocket, man, he throw change out to y'all, man. He own y'all,
To
man.
be fair, Tennessee's won 4 out of the last 6
I mean-
in basketball.
In basketball.
Dude, I mean own.
But what about football? Like usually Tennessee has
They got
Kentucky's
their number
number
too.
in football
Like we don't
too,
even
right?
need to, listen. It's some numbers you ain't even got to look
You
up.
are fired up.
Hell yeah!
That
I can't
game's
wait.
next week.
I
not
can't
even
wait.
game week
I've
yet.
been waiting on this ever since him and Peter Burns lit the match. Yes,
All we told you was Kentucky was the second best
you
team in the
lit
East.
the match,
And they are.
And they are.
I don't
solidly.
Care. I don't care. I don't care.
That doesn't mean I'm picking Kentucky in this
But
game.
Dupree, you better get them some masks. It's mask season. You need to get them masks sent up there. They gonna need them. Hooker will be healthy. Mays will be healthy.
Hendo
off the
Cinco.
bye. Yeah.
Coming off a bye week. Hendo Cinco, that's right. Hey, man, y'all better, hey, all
Ben
right.
McKee asked Hendon Hooker, so how'd you get the nickname Hendo Cinco? And he said, I gave it to myself.
Self-proclaimed.
I love that guy so much. He's also working on a children's book about scripture with his brother, Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, that's real.
Oh,
This guy.
That's real.
versatile.
This is an all-American guy.
What about Tennessee and the Colts, Titans and Colts? You
What
fired
about
up for
it?
that little thing up in Indy?
I am.
They're close to Kentucky.
It's not Kentucky. You keep putting a T in there.
Oh, sorry. I'm bad. My bad. That state that you call something different.
You can call
It's
it.
actually a Commonwealth.
Oh, it
Commonwealth.
is a Commonwealth.
Bluegrass state. Just call it that.
We have lots of Kentucky fans that listen.
And I love them. No, like, are y'all listening to me? Listen, I wanted to go to Kentucky. I almost
that's
took
right.
my,
You almost
yeah,
flipped.
like, listen,
You almost flipped.
it's some influential people in my life that really like Kentucky. And, like, I was going.
But you didn't.
For one day. It was like less than 24 hours.
Hey,
And those Tennessee coaches were on a plane so
that's
fast,
all I'm saying.
making sure you didn't.
They ought to be indebted to Coach Smith at Oak Hill for life. Yeah, because I was on my way. And by the way, big thing they doing, I don't know if we got to mention it. Tubby Smith getting his number or name retired. He's getting hanged in the banners. Getting hung in the banners. That's a big time for
They're
Kentucky.
retiring his name.
Yeah. Like a coach. I mean, that's how I didn't know how to. I didn't know. He's
Like
being honored.
Hall of Fame.
He's been honored
honor-
into
yeah.
the like that's.
He
That's
now
big
will
time.
go
Yeah.
by Luther
Yeah,
Smith.
like I don't even think Coach K is up there, is he? And he's still coaching. It's been a high point.
William Titan says, Slay, I'm just helping you to get prepared to be disappointed, man. You'll
No,
thank
you
me
be
in a couple
disappointed.
of-
No,
couple
you be
weeks.
disappointed.
Oh, my God.
No, you be disappointed.
No, you.
Tennessee is 33-3 against Kentucky in football in
Good
the last
God Almighty.
36.
Are we really having this conversation?
But it's 2-2 in the last 4.
Who needs the last two? Who needs them? Who needs
2-2 in the last 4, but 33-3 overall.
In the last 36.
Wake me up when it starts.
I think you're already up.
I am.
You ain't got no roof today.
Ain't got no roof.
You're like Minute Maid Park last night.
That's right.
All right, we'll talk Titans Colts. Who knows where we're this is going to be one of those shows. It's like a Wednesday show and a Thursday. We'll be right back. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Live interaction with other listeners while watching your favorite Zone shows. It's 1045 The Zone TV live on YouTube and Twitch.
Hey, Twitch, please. All right, let's talk about carpets and let's talk about clean carpets. It's rainy out there. It's gross. And maybe have animals and pets like I do. Maybe
Some people just step me like I'm gonna tell you what it is, man. I've been dealing with this for a long time. Like one of my little sister, Steph Smith, Coach Smith's daughter. Like she's a Kentucky fan. Coach and them a Kentucky fan. A kid I mentor, Camille Collier, she's a Kentucky fan. Well,
it's like you can't say the word Kentucky.
I can't. I break out in halves, and I don't want halves.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Mercer, I got to deal with Mercer. Slick texting me. It's a lot. It's a lot going on up there, man. I'm gonna be real.
So all those basketball guys care about the football stuff?
And see, that's the problem. That's the problem. Because
only,
they really
only
don't.
when they're good?
Yeah, they really don't. Like, you know what I mean? They really don't. But in basketball, they give me so much grief. And now that Barnes has been owning them, even when he ain't supposed to win, when he went up there and Fulke went crazy in Rupp Arena. I mean, hey, man, listen. So Vandy, this is to you guys. It's not just y'all. I'm going to give every team in the SEC a hard time. But I love y'all. I love y'all, man. As soon as we get away from it, let us go up against another school conference, Big Ten or something, or somebody like that. Watch what I do. Watch what I do. Like,
What? You're
I'm riding with them.
you riding with the SEC?
Man,
So-
over everything.
That's what the younger members of the 3HL crew don't understand that angle that you're going down. It's if you're an SEC fan, you have 13 other brothers.
Yeah.
And you give each other crap. But if somebody else comes into your house and gives them crap, you're going to defend your brother.
What's going on? Y'all don't
Right,
know man.
new
A
fans.
lot of people don't agree with that or
Right.
like that.
Well, they
Yeah,
crazy.
because older fans think that way, I think, to generalize it. Obviously, nothing's 100%. But I think as you get younger in the people you're talking about, they're far more likely to be like, I hate every one of them. I want them all to lose.
And they should understand it even more, though, because they can play with a guy and he go to another school and they put a heart emoji on his Instagram or a message to him. Like, the younger generation really ought to understand it. As what did Swain say? Hugging and kissing on each other's cheek like they're Italian in the middle of the field. Like it's hey, come on, man. Like, okay, I'll tell you this. If we're going to compete, let's compete then. Let's screw everybody. if that's what we're going to do. Like, you can't tell me who I like. Like, I can't tell you who you like.
It's like white man can't jump.
Exactly.
I'm going to go to my car, get my other gun.
Shoot you.
Screw everybody.
Screw everybody.
I don't know. My take is
What you think, Babs?
my take on the whole SEC.
Because you're an SEC girl.
Right. And
Well,
my take is I want my conference that my team plays in to be considered the best in the entire country because
Well, guess
then
what?
that
It
way
is.
when my team finally gets their crap together and can do something in that conference, then you can confidently say my team is the best in the country
yeah.
and I play in the best conference. Or they play, I
Well,
guess.
and
I say I play like
you
when
do.
I
You
used
still,
to. Yeah.
You still do,
But
Babs.
they
did.
play
You still
in
do.
the best conference in the entire country.
Yeah,
So
people-
that's my take
That's a
on rooting for the SEC outside of your SEC team.
Yeah, we didn't have this on the list to take up today. It just kind of organically
No,
went
it's
there.
just,
But
random thoughts.
so I always look at it like business. Like people are like, why are you not rooting for Clemson against Alabama in the national title game? And because I'm an SEC guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I said, look, Alabama winning has nothing to do with my school.
Mm-mm.
My school has everything to do with my school.
Right.
So if you can't sell you, that has nothing to do with anybody else.
Yep.
If that makes sense. Like
It
if
does.
you're in the business world and you're selling things, like what they're doing across the street has nothing to do with me
Yeah.
and my ability to sell me.
And then at the end of the day, when you get to this, what you're talking about, like a bowl season and things of that nature, we want the SEC to win every bowl game because you know what
A
happens
lot
in
of
the
fans
summer?
don't.
What happens in the summer is they divvy up a pot and they send it all to the SEC schools, not just to Alabama who won or Mississippi State who won. They send it to all the schools in the SEC because winning is going on. So it means more, people.
And on top of it just means more money. And on top of
Especially in
it,
football.
I mean, everybody keeps track, right?
Yeah.
Of SEC record
Yep.
in bowl games.
Yep.
Because everybody outside the SEC hates the SEC.
Be even more reason we need to pile on.
If this conversation was happening in, say, Pac-12 or ACC country, would we sound crazy?
Maybe.
Like, would people be like, what the
Oh, no, they
heck
hate
are
each other.
these
Yeah, they hate
crazy
each other.
people
They
talking
care.
about?
They don't care anything
Would-
about the health of the
would-
Big 12.
With the Big Ten, I think they kind of rally with each other a little bit. Don't they?
Maybe, yeah.
Look,
Maybe.
this was a
That would
thanks-
be the only other
Yeah,
one.
that's the only one I can think of.
Maybe.
I know
This is
Big
the
12 don't
Thanksgiving
give a damn.
dinner. I'm inviting my 12 brothers, and Alabama, I'm losing their
Oh, you
invitation.
got 12 brothers?
Yeah, if we're talking about how we are a fan of a
Oh,
team, we have
okay.
13. I'm inviting my 12 brothers, and I'm forgetting
Yeah.
to send Alabama the invite. Okay?
In
I
other
like all of
words-
them except for Bama.
You will cheer for everybody in the SEC except for Bama.
100%.
Well, yeah. So there are those
There are those rivalries.
those examples. Like Tennessee fans not cheering for Florida in the Poulon Weed Eater Bowl or wherever the hell they're going to go
man.
this year.
If we out of it, man, listen, I'm going out.
You're still cheering for Florida
Man,
against
listen.
Indiana?
Hell yeah. Mike White, spank whoever up there. What's the coach just got hired from the NBA or wherever he came from for the basketball team? I forgot his name, but spank them. I won't forget Mike White in Florida. Like, man, hey, man, no. I'm not rooting for Texas to beat, no, I can't say Texas no more.
That's right there in the SEC.
Yes,
I'm
Slay.
not rooting
Hook 'em.
for UCLA to beat
Hook D's.
Mike Woodson is the coach at
Mike
IU.
Woodson,
Yes.
bingo. I'm not rooting for
What a weird
UCLA
hire.
to beat Ben Howland and them in Mississippi State. Like Nate Oates at Alabama. I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Kevin says it comes down to the hierarchy of fandom: team followed by conference, followed by division.
Come on, man. Talk that talk. Talk that talk.
William Titan is going all in on Kentucky. Dawn should be scared of Kentucky Duke game coming up. LOL.
Hey, so guess what?
And then he says, "We love you, Slay."
In that, thank you. I love you back. In that game, I'm going
I
for
still love
Kentucky too.
Laettner.
I ain't riding with Duke. You think I'm gonna root for Duke to beat Kentucky?
Dawn, what
I
do you
love
think?
Babs. This ain't got nothing. Don't you, Babs? We've been riding together for 2 days. Don't you dare.
I'm about to kick you off.
Don't you dare.
Y'all been in the car for 2
Don't you
days?
dare
Yeah.
put me out this car.
Yeah.
I got
car ain't
snacks
got no
for us.
roof.
Car ain't
Yeah, I
got no
snacks
roof.
and
I'm just
everything.
throwing you up.
I got snacks and everything. Don't let this.
How come I leave for
Put
2
a
days
wedge.
and then I come back and Dawn's got 52 drinks in front of her?
I know.
Yes,
I don't know what's going on
right there. That's-
today.
She is
That
going to be
is wild.
hydrated.
That's
No,
wild.
that's the problem. I am not hydrated, so I have like 8 bottles of water to try and make myself
That
drink.
is a wild little setup right there.
Getting used to
Lonzo-
going to Provo.
That's right. I got a long flight.
Lonzo said, so they're like UT fans, only care about the football team when they're good.
This would be the problem. That's a football school.
Yeah, he needed to flip that the other way.
Yeah, come on.
Football guy cares about
Come on, Hail
basketball when
State.
they're good.
Come on, Hail State. Get it together.
615-737-1045 is the number at 3HL1045 on Twitter. You're already all in on Tennessee, Kentucky. Man, what's next week going to be like?
I don't know.
Right.
We're still 10 days
Far away from
away.
Yeah, we got 9 days.
I
Slay.
just
I
know
love
how
it, though.
healthy we're going to be.
I love
know
it.
how healthy
Here's
we're
what's
gonna
going on. This has to be true. Like, you're just getting all these Kentucky text messages already.
be.
Yes.
Dude, I've been getting them all season.
It's because they have a bye week.
And a part of it's because of you.
Because of me.
Yeah. You and Peter Burns. Both of y'all.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
have
mainly,
big on Kentucky.
mainly you.
I mean,
Mainly me.
they're not wrong.
Kentucky's got
And
to
I-
get.
that's what makes it even worse, Babs, because I got to sit here and be like, you know what? Y'all right, man. We'll see when it comes to such and such. And then
Okay, so that, yep.
they go too far, like, man, we're going to beat you. No, y'all not.
I
don't
didn't
care
say
how
that.
I know you did.
I'm not ready to pick that game yet. I want to see what happens. Kentucky's got a 50-50 game this week.
Now, let me tell you something, too, before we can get
Yeah,
to
what's that line?
1.5.
Wow.
Babs, if you could
That's surprising to me.
rewind the look you gave me with that Duke and Kentucky look and give that to Mayor, because when it comes down to picking Kentucky over Tennessee,
Hey, if I think Kentucky's going to beat Tennessee, I'm going to tell you I think Kentucky's going to beat Tennessee.
give him that
I'm
look,
just
Babs.
not there yet.
Please give him that look, Babs. Thank you.
I'm out.
What?
I'm a neutral bystander in
Babs,
this
you was
one.
just in the car with me. How do I keep looking at who's driving this darn car?
Who was driving the
It's a
car?
Tesla.
It was Babs. It's a Tesla.
3HL, the Tesla of Sports Talk Radio.
Oh, yes.
Hey, man. Mayor, I don't care.
That rhymed.
That's right. I don't care, Mayor.
Well, we'll have a full week, too.
All week, boy. It's going to be on, boy. I want the phone
Get on
lines
it.
lit up all week because it's Trash Talk week. It won't even be Trash Talk Friday.
Carl on Twitter, as a Notre Dame fan, I root against everybody except whoever is playing Michigan.
Duh, you ain't got a confidence.
Wow, you sound like a 16-year-old girl.
That's how I
Roseanne.
feel right
Really?
now. That's how I feel right now. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
I guess football-wise, right? But
Hey, anything wise.
basketball, don't they?
What are they?
ACC?
ACC, yeah.
Did you just go duh?
Yeah.
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
Duh,
Okay.
you ain't got
But
a
it was the
conference.
way the dog came out.
That's right.
That was
In the
That's
head.
right, I mean that.
He threw the head around.
Yeah, I mean that.
Daniel on Twitter, at the RHL 1045. Not rooting for conferences like hoping your street doesn't win the best Christmas light decoration street because you didn't win best individual decorations.
Well, see, it's something to that because, like, that brings everybody's electricity bill up. So I'm not really fond of that. But
Mayor of Jolton, does Kentucky even have a fight song?
man, listen, man. I see. I'm with you. But we start the bashing now. We ain't got to wait till next week. It's on now. Yeah,
See, here's the
it's
problem.
What
on
happens
right
when
now.
Tennessee has a bye week?
Here's
It's
the
on
problem.
we live.
It's on.
It's like Slay has a head start because Kentucky plays Mississippi State Saturday and Tennessee doesn't play. So Slay's got a head start on all the Kentucky
He's
people.
already
And
on.
they
it.
better be careful. Kentucky, y'all better go down there and blast them. Y'all come limping in the next week. Hey, guess what? You ever seen that cat in the tree when the firefighter won't come? Hey, that's going to be y'all.
Wow.
Whatever that means.
Man, get PETA after us.
No. The cat's get
Here's my
saved.
question. Here's my question about the cat in the tree. Why does anyone feel the need to go get the cat?
Why
The
do they
cat
feel
will
the-
eventually come down.
He
If it
will.
doesn't, it's going to die.
He will.
Did you see? I heard. Speaking of PETA,
That's yes. The
apparently
arm
they
pin.
have an issue with the bullpen because
Oh my
cows have feelings too.
Yeah, the arm barn.
Yeah, they
Like-
wanted it to be called the arm barn.
So here's
Where
here's
in the
their
hell
point.
are we right now
Here's
in
their-
society? I
I don't
mean,
even know what this one is. Y'all got to fill me in.
moo.
Here, let me pull up the tweet.
Again, they're bulls.
Did you just moo?
She did
We've
moo.
got duh and we've got mooing. What is going on? What is,
Moo.
Honk, I should have taken it another day.
Are you gonna pull up that tweet?
Yes, here's at PETA. Bullpen refers to the area of a bull's pen where bulls are held before they are slaughtered. It is a word with speciest roots, and we can do better than that. Switching to arm barn would be a home run for baseball fans, players, and animals.
Unbelievable. They changed their name on Twitter to Arm Barn.
The Braves are going to the arm barn to bring in Will Smith.
I mean, let's liberate the language.
Talk
we
about
So
use
then
in
it
baseball.
has to turn into the arm pen?
No,
They call
arm
it the arm
barn is
pin?
what. Yeah, they want to call arm barn.
No, they call it, what's the bullpen? What's the bullpen?
That's where the bulls are held. According to them, that's where the bulls are held before they get slaughtered. Did we slaughter bulls? I thought bulls were like a valuable thing, right?
No, yeah, you don't. You do cows. You don't do the bulls,
Yeah.
right?
So it should be fine. They should just end up having a good time.
What is
in the
PETA
bullpen.
even talking about?
PETA's just using is using something to get into the national media by doing something stupid because we hadn't talked about them in a while.
I know, and I need them to, I don't know,
Pump
like
your brakes.
really fight for
Really,
the
things
stuff that
matter.
really freaking matters.
Not the bullpen.
Arm
Guys.
barn. It's the arm barn.
No, not for me. I don't even know it.
Like all of
I
our
don't even know their language. I
animals
can't
sitting in
switch it.
shelters right now. Go fight for them.
Bingo. You saw the Titans wearing the shirts.
I mean, there's
last week.
plenty of cats in trees.
And see, to that point,
Why does the cat go in the tree?
why do they got to call the firefighters to get the cat? Why can't the owner just?
Because they have the ladder. They have the tallest ladder.
Yeah, but why don't you just sit there and, like Brent said, the
All right, you can get a
cat will
painter.
come out the
You
cat
get a painter to get the,
The
cat
cat
out.
want
of
to
the tree.
eat, man. The cat is hungry. The cat got to come down out the tree.
This is the best quote ever. Words matter, and baseball bullpens devalue talented players and mock the misery of sensitive animals. PETA.
Have they never
You
seen
know,
a
PETA
longhorn?
hates us.
That's what's up. That's what's up right there.
They do not like us.
I don't
Okay.
even know which way to go with that.
Should we talk about the injury report for the Titans? I
You
don't
have
know.
it?
Yeah, but
I do have it.
before
Because
they get
Eric
put in the
Nashville wants to
bullpen-
talk about the SEC and PETA. That should be interesting.
Oh wow.
Oh, do you want to go to Eric first?
Yeah, because we also have Austin Huff coming up at 3:45. So yeah,
We can do the injury report at 4. I mean, Hunk's giving the injury report all the
Anyway,
time.
I am at
He's
the
doing our
top of each
job for
hour.
us. All right, Eric in Nashville,
Julio
SEC.
Jones did not practice. How about that? Okay.
Okay, there
All right,
you go.
Eric.
That's the main one. Yeah.
SEC and PETA. All right, Eric,
What?
you're up.
I'll tell you what, I will give Pete a thing. Armbarn is pretty funny name. I'll give him that. But
I
I'll
don't
say
hate it.
this.
I don't think they were going for comedy.
That's what it went for. I'll tell you what, if they can actually get a cow to come up to a microphone and explain why it's an offensive term to them, I'll listen.
The cows just
After
hold
that, they
signs
can-
though. You ain't seen the Chick-fil-A commercial? They don't
They
talk.
do hold signs. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
They don't talk.
maybe the cow they were looking for was one I ate yesterday. That's neither here nor there. I'm sorry, I can't cheer for anybody else, especially Bama's been whipping us for 15 years. I can't bring myself to cheer for them. They could, they could lose every game. I could care less. Florida, Georgia, they could all go, just go pee in the wind for all I care.
I can do that. I can do that.
And we ain't got to worry about Vanderbilt. They're lucky they can find their way to their stadium. So,
see,
sometimes
that's all I got. Have a great rest of the day. Go Vols.
There we go. Thanks, Eric.
That was a hell of a phone call.
And guess what? I'm with you on that, Eric. I'm with you. That doesn't mean I'm at the game, in the bowl game, with an Alabama shirt on, cheering, saying whatever they
Roll
say,
Tide.
which I will never say. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
C-A-T-S,
I'm not on the
catch.
other team either saying, hey, man, beat them. Like, no, Who do I want to win this game? If I got to make a pick, give me the school that represents the SEC. That's my pick. That's what I mean by cheering for them. There you go.
Gary on Twitter, is Ron Slay the most entertaining human in sports talk today, or is there even a contest?
There's not even a
contest. It is.
Cousin Andrew, Slay has me laughing on the elliptical. It's hard enough to breathe. You're making it worse.
No, I'm trying to increase your cardiovascular.
Folks are looking at me sideways.
Tell them straighten up.
All right, when we come back, Austin Huff has a court-to-batch rant about Ryan Tannehill. That's next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Coming up tomorrow on Blaine and Mickey.
It's Friday, officially. You made it. We're live from Pine Creek Golf Course in Mount Juliet for the Stigma Stash Invitational presented by Cedar Recovery Center and Health Connect America. We'll hear from Mike Vrabel in hour number 1 as he lets us know who's going to maybe not be available for the Colts game on Sunday. Hopefully everybody is.
We will get a full game breakdown from Buck Rising in hour 2. We'll call our shot as well. What's your shot? Let us know your lock of the weekend.
Tomorrow, starting at 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
Basketball fans, hello. You want to celebrate the NBA's 75th anniversary season on FanDuel Sportsbook? Yes, you do. Right now, new customers, you can place your first bet risk-free. If you don't win, you get up to $1,000 back. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, now is a perfect time to jump in and give it a shot. And they have a lot of fun, different bets going on, some odds boost and different specials. Same game parlay. You hear me talk about that a lot. That's a lot of fun. And those are a lot of the reasons I like to bet on FanDuel. I also like the fact that you get paid when you win in as little as 2 hours now. 2 hours, fast withdrawals. They're now accepting Venmo on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. There's just no better place to bet on the NBA than FanDuel. See for yourself. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Sign up using promo code DAWN, DAWN. Get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Make every moment more this NBA season. You have to be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line 1-800-889-9789.
On pills to treat your ED? Have you wondered if there's a better way? Edge Peptide Therapy is introducing a holistic treatment protocol to Middle Tennessee. This protocol, which includes the revolutionary P-shot along with acoustic wave therapy, treats the issue and doesn't mask it with medicine. Treatment time is less than 30 minutes with no downtime, increased stamina, and even size. For a limited time, get this treatment package at a special introductory price, offering a huge 55% in savings. Go to edgepeptide.com to schedule your appointment.
What up, people? It's me, Ron Slay, here to talk to you about you. Yeah, I'm going to talk about you. If you don't go get the car you're supposed to get from the place you're supposed to get it, I will talk about you. But if you do what's right and go to Music City Auto Play,
sources close to me indicate that this one is about Ryan Tannehill.
Tanny.
Yeah.
Huff, what's up, buddy?
Stephen A. Smith.
How are you?
has,
Hey,
has-
Brent, how was the World Series, man? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I don't even know the words that are coming out of my mouth.
You're lucky I'm not going in on the Astros. I know you're an Astros fan. I'm not going to do it to you because you're a friend of mine. Okay, that's the only reason.
My 11-year-old who went with me on this trip to go to games 1 and 2 said, "Hey, Dad, do you think all the AL fans that aren't playing are for the Astros?" And I'm like, "No, dude.
Nope.
No one
Sorry,
is for
bud.
the Astros. Not one person except for people that think they can make money off them or Astros fans."
Well,
Right.
I actually saw a map. Apparently, Delaware is also for the Astros.
Yeah, I too saw that.
Did you see
Which
that?
makes a lot of sense if you think about it. No, it doesn't.
Okay. I was like, what am I missing?
All right, I want to hear this Ryan Tannehill rant.
All right. Yeah, guys, I want to talk about Ryan Tannehill because the disrespect for Ryan Tannehill needs to stop, and it needs to stop right now. All right. And not only that, but the respect for Ryan Tannehill needs to start. Ryan Tannehill is the Rodney Dangerfield of the NFL. Ryan Tannehill has been more disrespected than Gunther on Friends. All right, which, of course, RIP to America's
RIP.
barista.
Yes.
On Sunday, Tanny goes out and puts out a nearly flawless game. Okay, 21 of 27, 270 yards, a touchdown passing, an interception, sure, and 1 rushing. And yet people are still slandering this name. Okay, like how after all he's done are people still having this take? I'll actually tell you in a minute, but it's time we start respecting Ryan Tannehill. All right. And there are a lot of NFL media people who need to hear this, but none more than Stephen A. Smith, which of course is short for Stephen A. Hole Smith. Now it's not that we should ever give anything Stephen A. says more than a second of our time. The guy is a walking tabloid magazine. He just says stuff to make headlines and sell papers. The only time anyone cares for his takes is when they're bored waiting in the line at the grocery store. All right. But the other day on Cold Pizza, or whatever the hell they call that ESPN morning programming now, he said there's not a single matchup in the AFC where the opposition doesn't have a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill. He said, give me Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and even Joe Burrow. Oh, yeah, Stephen A. Is that so? Josh Allen, who Tannehill has beaten twice. Lamar Jackson, who Tannehill has beaten twice. And Joe Burrow, who the Titans lost to last year. Look, it was a really sloppy game. Okay. The shadows at Paul Brown Stadium suck.
Yeah.
We're not going to count that one. all right?
Shadows are tough.
Shadows are tough. Thank you, Brent. You get it as a fan of an AL team with a retractable roof. They're tough. Okay. But heck, let's throw Mahomes in there too. All right. Because Tannehill has beaten him twice too. In fact, the Titans are the only team Mahomes has lost to twice in his entire career. Stephen A. then went on to say that Ryan Tannehill is maybe on par with Derek Carr. What? Really? On par with another quarterback Tannehill has beaten since taking over in Tennessee? The only thing Derek Carr is better at Ryan Tannehill is applying mascara. All right. I mean, come on, Stephen A. Quit relying on old takes and lazy narratives. And look, I know why Tannehill's not getting any respect. It's because for 6 seasons, when he was in Miami, he was mediocre at best. For 6 seasons, sports writers had takes on Tannehill being a bad quarterback. They can't now go back on those takes because then they would be wrong. So anything Tannehill does in Nashville, they're going to give credit to someone else. Henry, Julio, Arthur Chipotle Bowl Brown, just so they can continue to be right. All right. But do they ever stop to think that in his 6 seasons in Miami, he played under, let me check my notes here, Joe Philbin and Adam Gase? And with one of those years playing under offensive coordinator, an old friend, Dow Loggins. All right. You're really going to hold those seasons against him? Because personally, I haven't seen a Dolphin get mistreated that bad since I watched that Netflix documentary on SeaWorld. Right? Maybe, and this might be crazy talk, but maybe Ryan Tannehill has always been a good quarterback. He was just lost on a bad team. You can't praise Tom Brady for his success after literally joining a super team, but then blame Ryan Tannehill's success on him joining a super team. And furthermore, you can't say Derrick Henry isn't an MVP because he's not a quarterback, but then say the Titans quarterback is only good because of Derrick Henry. That's not how this works. All right. Pick a lane.
Great point.
And let Pick a lane. And let me talk to the people who claim Tannehill's success is strictly because of Derrick Henry, which, look, I mean, I think you guys all know my thoughts on the King. I don't run the #1 Derrick Henry fan site on the internet, corkbats.com. It's cork spelled with a K, because I have to, okay? Having the King line up behind you helps, sure. But you still have to connect on throws. And I love this stat from my guy, Austin Stanley. All right, great name, by the way. The Titans called 7 play-action passes off of Derrick Henry in the first half on Sunday. Tannehill was 6 for 6 for 119 yards and ran in for a score. Again, it's one thing for a defense to bite on King Henry, but it's an entirely different thing for Tannehill to complete those throws. Literally all of them. Since taking over for Mariota in 2019, Tannehill leads the NFL in comeback wins and game-winning drives. More than Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes, literally anyone. Ronald McDonald, Cuba Gooding Jr., Pete Sampras. Tannehill has more than anyone. All right, you want to keep going? Since he took over in 2019, only Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees have better passer ratings. And one of those guys is retired, and the other is a Jeopardy host, okay? And that all came before even signing Julio Jones. So to the people who claim Tannehill's success is only because of King Henry, explain that one. No, seriously. All right. What about the game-winning drives thing? Like, because I'm pretty sure the Titans aren't running the football and come from behind late game drives. Hell, most of the time, Derek isn't even on the field for those. So again, please tell me how Ryan Tannehill is bad. And the funny thing about Stephen A, aside from his receding hairline, my man's got a retractable roof that only opens. Stephen A is saying he's delivering all of this Tannehill slander a week after Ryan Tannehill was the highest graded quarterback in the NFL, according to PFF. And I know some people don't put a whole lot of stock in Pro Football Focus grades, and neither do I, unless it helps my argument like it does here. People like to say that when the Titans win, it's because of everyone else, but when they lose, it's because they have Ryan Tannehill. I mean, I'm checking the losses this year. Those losses weren't because of Ryan Tannehill. The offensive line, maybe, but not number 17. All I'm saying is it's time to start putting respect on this man's name. But Ryan, because Ryan, for me, is a Tannehill I'm willing to die on.
Like it.
There he is. Austin Huff, corkbats.com. You heard him with a K.
There's some good points in there.
Hey, man.
Stay in your lane.
And
Pick a lane.
Pick a lane.
I love that, man. And even the Derek Carr, like I always said, man, after the games, why does it look like he has mascara on? I always say that, dude, and I'm so glad you said it because I didn't say it, Huff.
You just lost on right there. She took a sip of water and now she can't. She just can't.
Dude, it's always dark, like a little raccoon been boxing on him or something, man.
Cork bats all over your socials, except for Instagram where they got banned, so they creatively came up with cork bats too. All right, thanks, Austin.
Thank you, guys. Hey, Derrick Henry had as many touchdown passes as Patrick Mahomes.
Hello.
Or one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more, yeah.
All right, when we come back, we get that damn injury report to you. That's next 3 at y'all 1045 The Zone.
It's Halloween. The Titans look to hang another loss on the Colts and be
Yo, 3HR-1045 The Zone. What up, people? Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and there he is, Ron Slay.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. 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 It's like a big 18-wheeler coming through there, but that's me.
If you're just tuning in, Ron Slay is already in on Kentucky. Tennessee doesn't even play this weekend, and Kentucky plays Mississippi State. That's a 1.5-point spread. Mm-hmm. But Ron Slay is already at war with Kentucky fans.
You know what?
In a loving way, right?
Yeah,
you love people as the people.
Without question, man.
Like, I want to stress that.
Listen, like I'm gonna be the guy at the tailgate having a great time with you until the clock starts. And then when the clock ends, then you got to deal with me. Like, I'm all for you. But, I mean, it is what it is, people. Like, y'all don't really like me. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, during the season, y'all don't really like me during the game. Like, do you know how many people, when I post them videos, be like, hey, man, that's funny, but I know it.
What's up with the chat? You're blaming me for sending you there.
You did. You sent me there, man. This all started with you early in the season. You could have prevented all of this.
I texted y'all today, and I said, I've missed y'all fools.
Yep.
He did
the last
say
2
that.
days. So you had to know I was going to come in here and just kind of twist it a little bit.
Well, we're here for
it. Send you down some paths.
Yeah, that's great. We definitely not going to run for it. We're going to be right there.
Definitely not peeing in the wind, huh?
No, and if it does, I hope the wind's blowing to my back. That way it don't get on me.
RJ in Phoenix has a take. Kentucky is dumb is what he's going to say. First, the Titans have a very long injury report again.
Hey, what is wrong with Babs, man? See, I'm going to stop talking so loud so y'all can
I'm going to go on that.
Hey,
we got 2 more hours. I'm going to go in on her here in a little bit.
Whoa. No need for that.
I mean, you're catching some of this Kentucky thing. People are like, Kentucky fans are like, hey, wait till Kentucky Duke.
Yeah, they did throw that out there. And you know what? I'm going to leave it alone.
I'm about to have to be a neutral bystander in a Kentucky game. So I'm not saying anything about Kentucky.
But Babs, can you do me a favor?
Listen, Kentucky fan can't say anything to Duke fan ever because the immediate response is Christian Laettner.
I still love Laettner.
Like, and I respect
our
Laettner.
Family Christmas picture.
I don't like him at all.
5 years ago.
I don't like him. I respect him.
I still love Laettner t-shirts,
especially after the what was it, a 30 for 30 or some special that came out. That really made me be like, man, dude got something about himself. Like, I like that.
He had swagger. I would have loved to have seen like you and him go at it. Like him and his prime, you and your prime.
That wouldn't end well.
Why wouldn't he have swagger? Man does what he does, and then he gets put on the dream team. Like at that age, he was still a college player, and he got put on the dream team.
That's BS too. No way he's supposed to be on that team before Shaq. It ain't even close.
Right.
Not even close.
Darrington on YouTube says Georgia winning it all anyway, which is what I said in the offseason.
And you did. But guess what? We'll just be listen. What people are doing, like when SEC teams battle and they start trash talking, like Bab said, she take a neutral stance on it and sit there and watch and laugh and drink and have a good time and just watch. But
Don is going to be Kirk Herbstreit for the next 2 weeks.
I want Babs to do something for me. This is just for me, Babs. When you go to do this game, can you wear something where it doesn't show like under your jacket or something, just a piece of orange?
No.
I'm just saying, you represent
Absolutely
Auburn.
not.
You got Kentucky blue on right now.
See what I'm saying? You don't care about that.
Oh my God.
I told you I was coming.
That should not be in your color wheel for the next 2 weeks.
Blondes look good in blue.
This is true.
Blondes don't look good in orange.
I know. That's why I just want you to wear a piece of something. Like I got a little rubber band in my car.
I do wear my Auburn socks on big like Auburn game days. When I'm working another game, I will sport my Auburn socks under my boots.
So in representation of me, since I can't go to the game, you know how bad I want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Could you do this for me?
No.
Babs? She didn't even think.
No, I didn't even hesitate.
Hey, Ron, she's a professional.
This ain't got nothing to do with being no pro. This got
guillotined to the back of the head.
Everything.
What do we say? No, it doesn't, Babs. What do we say about coaches now? It's relationships.
Oh God! You're pulling that.
This bond that we have is a relationship. Off the air, it's a relationship just as much as it is on the air. So I'm asking you, Babs. Okay, don't even answer it now. Just answer it off the air. How about that?
There you go. You want to talk about off the air? We can talk
See,
about
now
it off the air.
that's me being professional.
All right, we got to go to RJ here in a second. We've got work to do.
Sorry.
What kind of Tennessee Titan injury report are we looking at now?
17 people.
All right. There we
Hey,
go.
it's
Back to
better
normal.
than-
Better 23.
It's better than 23. Exactly. All right, let's start with. I'm just going to go down the list. I'm not going to try and organize them. Okay.
Yeah,
Kari,
they should organize them.
well, but no, they organize them as far as how they're listed on Wednesday. But this is Thursday. So they do all the did not practices on Wednesday.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They're listed first. Now, some of them were full participation today, like Monty Rice. Some of them that did not practice on Wednesday are limited today, like Bud Dupree with his knee. Some of them did not practice again, like Julio Jones with his hamstring. So that's 2 straight days of no practice for Julio Jones. Kari Blasingame, 2 straight days of not practicing with the knee injury. I mentioned Bud Dupree limited today. Amani Hooker, groin, limited
That's good
practice
news.
today.
It is,
Chris Jackson, limited practice today.
Mr.
Right
Jackson, if you're nasty.
After missing yesterday. Chester Rogers, limited participation
I heard
today.
he was great with y'all yesterday.
It was.
He was
that
really
yesterday?
good.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah, he was great. Roger Saffold did not practice again today. Now, the injury is NIR rest, so not injury related, but did not practice again today.
Oh.
Tier Tart.
I wondered what NIR stood for. Thank you, Beth.
Not injury related. There you go. Tier Tart did not practice for the second straight day. Bobby Hart, chest, full participation
Heart
today.
Foundation.
AJ Brown, full participation today. Kendall Lamb, full participation. Taylor Lewan, full participation.
Welcome back.
Boom.
Yes, Derrick Henry did not practice today.
Rest.
Not injury related. Yes, his normal rest day. Josh Reynolds with an illness did not practice. And Darrington Evans, knee, limited. Harold Landry, hamstring, limited participation. That's an addition there.
What's the illness with Josh Reynolds? We got another food poisoning thing going on here?
I don't know.
Josh
Something
Reynolds
in
out
that
with the
wide
squirts?
receivers room, right?
It was what was left in AJ's refrigerator, and he was
Oh,
hungry.
yeah. He just went in.
Bottle.
Like 2-week-old bad food?
Yeah. Hey, real quick for the Colts,
Hey, this looks
T.Y.
really good.
Hilton, limited participation today with that quad injury, so he was back. Jonathan Taylor, full participation with rib injury.
Got to slow down that guy. Got some numbers about that
Naheem
guy.
Hines, too, full participation.
And Ty has only played in 1 game so far this season for
That's
the
right.
Colts.
RJ and thank you, Don Davenport.
Yes.
RJ in Phoenix. What up, RJ?
Man, I wasn't even going to say nothing. I was going to wait till next week. Ron Slay got me hyped. I got my shirt off again. Kentucky, listen. Our whiskey is better than yours.
Yes.
Your state is shaped real funny. It look like a piece of chicken, and we mess with us real hot. We dance better than y'all. We got a NASCAR race in Tennessee. Okay, you play at Kroger Field, and your basketball team still play at Rupp Arena. Okay, come on, let's start with that. You're trying to have your checkerboards on your uniform. Everybody know what the checkerboards is, okay? Now we're going to go off a little bit. Bama. What's with the elephant, dude? Roll Tide with the elephant, and then Auburn, they holler out, War Eagle, ain't you a tiger? It's SEC or nothing but it's Tennessee over everything, man. Go ball.
Yeah, RJ.
Rack him.
I cannot believe this is starting now.
Hey, man. Listen, man.
Tennessee over everything.
Man, we've been having to deal with a lot, man. We've been having to deal with a lot.
Your state is shaped funny. It looks like a piece of chicken. RJ just put the shape of the state on blast.
It's getting serious.
Like a drumstick.
It's getting serious. Mm-hmm.
RJ.
Way to rep, RJ. That's
That was
what
a
I'm talking
great
about.
phone call. But Bill wants to talk about Don's socks. This will be interesting.
Huh. Hi, Bill.
What up, Bill?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Going good, brother. How you doing?
Hey, I get the privilege of seeing Dawn a couple of times, well, about once a year. She does a great job hosting the Music City Bowl in some of the events.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the privilege of asking her one time, well, Dawn, Auburn's here. What you going to show your colors? She was being very professional. She said, I bet I have my socks on. And sure enough, under her rain boots, I got a thumbs up when I asked her one time.
That's amazing.
That is, see, I don't lie to you when I'm on the air.
Thank you, Bill.
People got to rep, man.
Those rain boots are expensive. All women have really expensive rain boots. So if there's just a threat of rain, they're going to wear them.
Guess who has them on today?
Do you,
Babs?
Yeah.
Hey, it's pretty dark out there right now. RJ and
There they
Phoenix.
are. Yep.
That was great. All right, when we come back, Greg Cosell, the best in the business. There they are. It's on TV.
Sponsor.
Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. You can watch the show there.
Twitch, please.
And we've got Greg Cosell next. We're going to get in the weeds, so to speak, with a bunch of film work from Greg. And we'll enjoy that. Hopefully you will, too. That's next. 3 Chat 104.5 The Zone.
Buck Rising loves him some Urban Meyer.
I think that almost daily we should have an Urban Meyer update just so that we can find some comedy. Because this is an outright disaster.
The next time Herb steps in it, Buck will be waiting.
I'm begging you. I dare you.
The Buck Rising Show. Tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
Man, shout out to my guy RJ, man, who just called in, was saying Kentucky's shaped like a chicken. So the state is. And you know what? When I look at it, it's going to start reminding me of things I like. I like wings. So where would I go to get that? Steak out the wings. That's exactly where I would go, people. That's exactly where you need to go. But when you walk in, you let them know you're in the building. I'm in the building. And then they're going to look at you and be like, ooh, is that Slay? You're going to be like, no, but that's who told me to come here, and I want what he gets. So I'm going to get the sweet and sassy with the lemon pepper. Going to mix them together. That's going to be phenomenal. Put a little ranch on the side. Then I'm going to get the Cajun ranch fries with the cheese on top. You think that'll do it, but it doesn't, because I wash it down with some Kool-Aid. But on Mondays when I'm in there watching Monday Night Football, I wash it down with some brew, beer, whatever you like to call it. It all goes down, and it all tastes really, really, really good. So go where I go, 2521 Nolensville Pike. That's where I'm at. Off 440 or 123 Ewan Drive in original Princess location. When you go in there, let them know. 1, 2, 3, steak out the wings.
Paid for by government.com.
Have you heard? A recent stash of 1889 Morgan silver dollar coins has been found. These gorgeous 1889p silver dollar coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck.
have the go sign, and I did not realize that yeah, it was bad. But they're fine. Everybody's good. We're all good.
We are good.
We're
Greg
ready to,
Cosell.
break it all down.
Greg Cosell joins us, executive producer and analyst for NFL Matchups. You can catch that on the ESPN Properties. Great show. Producer for NFL Films. Greg Cosell on the Mark Spain Real Estate Hotline. Greg, what's up? How are you, buddy?
Brent, heard you were in Houston for the World Series.
Phenomenal. Bucket list thing. People need to do it. Whether your team is involved or not, it is such an awesome atmosphere. Really, really fun.
Now, did you grow up in Houston? Is that why you're an Astros fan?
I moved there in the 3rd grade and from Tennessee, where we had no professional teams at that time. And so I went to the Astrodome one time to see the Astros play, and I was done. So I was in the Astro Buddies Club, and we got to go on the field and meet all the players and get autographs, and it was like Jose Cruz and Nolan Ryan and all those guys. And then those were the Love You Blue Houston Oilers days, too. So
I remember that well.
Yep. So, that's a capsule of me and my fandom. Let's start where we always start. Your general view of what happened with the Tennessee-Kansas City game, particularly in that first half.
My general view?
Yeah. What was your takeaway?
Well, there's a couple of takeaways that maybe not just the first half, but just in general, as we see this Titans team evolve over the course of the season. I think offensively, the critical piece that hopefully continues is the ability to do two things: work off the run game with the play action pass game, and then convert on 3rd down. And I thought those two things happened this past week. And this is one reason why they averaged over 30 points a game a year ago. We know that Derrick Henry will run the ball both in terms of volume and production. Percentage-wise, the big plays in your offense don't come out of the run game. Henry will break off the long one, of course, every couple of weeks here and there. But percentage-wise, the big plays, the explosive chunk plays, come out of your pass game. So you need to be able to execute your play-action pass game. That's starting to show up. Defensively, I would say what we're seeing is the 4-man D-line be pretty good with pass rush pressure, because the last 2 weeks against 2 really good quarterbacks and 2 really good offenses, one of which they stopped, the other they really didn't. But the point being is they played with a distinct defensive profile where they played predominantly a 4-man rush, predominantly zone coverage. And if you can get pressure with 4, you'll take that all day long, because football at its core is a numbers game. So if you rush with 4, you have 7 in coverage, and you can theoretically win the numbers game, because the most the offense can have is 5 eligibles.
Greg, were you surprised at how the Titans were able to win that game in such a dominant fashion?
Well, let me say this. You guys probably know me enough to know that I'm not a big self-promoter. I basically sit and watch tape. I've been talking in various spots about Patrick Mahomes and his struggles basically since the first week of the season. And all of a sudden on Monday, after the Titans game, when they did not score an offensive touchdown for the first time in his starting career, everybody started to say the same things that I had seen on film essentially since week 1 and week 2.
Yes.
So was I surprised that they won by the score in which they won? Yes. Was I surprised that Patrick Mahomes continued to play to cross over that line into being too random, which he's been working toward all season? No, I was not surprised to see that.
Greg Cosell with us on 3HL. Yeah, you've said on our show several times, and correct me if I misrepresent the paraphrase.
Oh, I will.
Yes, that's what I love about you, Greg. But Patrick Mahomes, is he pressing because he knows he has to score so many points and score so many touchdowns because of the defense? Well, is that simplistic?
Brent, what I can't do is tell you what's in his head. I can only tell you what the tape shows.
Right.
And see, Patrick Mahomes, and this goes back to his days at Texas Tech, and I distinctly remember being at the Combine that year and in the different hotels, in the bars when everybody, congregates at night, talking to a number of well-respected offensive coaches guys who've been doing this a long time, who were concerned that if I draft Patrick Mahomes, I just don't know if he's going to run my offense because I work 16, 17 hours a day designing my offense and my game plan, and I don't know if he's going to execute it. Now, we look back on that, and a lot of people would say, oh, well, those guys were idiots. Well, no, they're not idiots. They're professional football coaches who are doing it for a long time. So Mahomes has always been able to play at a really high level, and he's a great quarterback. That's not my point. He didn't all of a sudden become a bad player, but he's a great quarterback who's always walked a very fine balance between staying in the pocket and executing the structure of the offense, which he's more than capable of doing at an extremely high level, and leaving the pocket and making second reaction outside of structure plays, which on a certain level have a random element to them. So sometimes if you keep doing that, you can cross over and those plays don't happen. And he's kind of at that point right now. I don't know whether he thinks, oh, I've got to go make plays. That's impossible for me to answer. But he's leaving throws on the field and leaving the pocket too early.
Greg, we get to talk to you weekly, and I've taken it upon myself, and I would advise our listeners to do the same. Use you as their eyes, and then test your eyes by asking you about what you've seen on film. So, with the way Danico Autry has been playing, you were talking about the four-man
really
rush.
well the last number of weeks.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to ask, what is he better between? Because he only played 32 snaps. Is he better from guard to guard or being on the edge? Because you now see them moving him around, or does it just depend on the matchup from what you see in the game?
Well, I think their thought probably when they signed him in the offseason, particularly in the addition with Bud Dupree, was that he would play in this defense. He'd essentially be kind of a defensive end / D tackle in the base defense, because they play both with a 5-man front and a 4-man front as their base. Because very often we see them drop Landry off the ball to a stacked position in their base defense. But then my sense was, because he did this with Indianapolis the last 2 years, is in their sub fronts, they would move him truly inside, and he would work with Simmons as the inside pass rusher. And that's essentially what Tennessee is doing. And one thing that has stood out on film is, and you can't do this all the time, but enough to be effective, is they do what we call TT stunts, Ron, tackle stunts. And he and Simmons are very good working together, whether it's Autry as the picker and Simmons as the looper, which is normally the way it's done, but you can do it the other way as well with Simmons as the picker. Think of basketball. Simmons is the picker and Autry is the looper. Right. So they've worked very, very well together inside in what we call TT stunts. Okay.
Greg, what do you see with Harold Landry? Obviously, he's exploded in terms of getting the quarterback on the ground. One of the best in the league this year. What stands out?
You know, it's a great question, Brent, because Harold Landry, when I watched him that year, the year before, I guess he came out when he had the great year at Boston College.
Yeah.
I thought he was made for the NFL as an edge player, because you don't have to be 270, 280 pounds to be an edge player. You know, I didn't watch his tape at BC and say, wow, that's Von Miller, but he was Von Miller-ish, because Von Miller's not a 270-pound guy. And, you know, Landry had that look to him in terms of the way in which he moved. He has shown flashes of that up to this season with Tennessee. Is this his fourth season?
Yes.
Fourth? God, I'm getting old, guys. I'm losing track of time here. I had a senior moment there. But he's shown flashes, and this year it just seems as if, well, without having studied every one of his pressures, but my guess is just that he's probably learned more about combining technique and understanding of how to break down an offensive tackle with his physical traits, because that normally happens with players over time. They find out when they get to the NFL that they can't just run around offensive tackles. You can do that in college. You can't do it in the NFL. And if you only have, let's say, one counter move off that, that's not enough. So you have to develop more, and part of that development becomes hand usage, how to set up offensive tackles. I remember years and years ago watching Dwight Freeney through the course of a game, and he had about 5 different pass rushes all through the first half. And all of a sudden in the third quarter, I could see that the offensive tackle just didn't know how to set because he didn't know what he was going to get from Dwight Freeney. So I think you develop that over time. Now, coaches help you with that. That's the purpose of coaching as well. But I think it's probably starting to come together, the physical traits and the mental side of it. And that's making him just a more consistent pass rusher.
Yeah, he has 10.5 sacks in his last 9 games, Harold Landry. And, by the way, he's in a contract year. So,
and that's pretty good.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Beth.
On the other side of the ball, just Derrick Henry. Now you've kind of seen teams choose to defend him differently this season, right? What has worked the best, and what are you seeing now at this point with Derrick Henry?
Well, differently is a relative term, Dawn. I mean, we know that teams need to get a lot of bodies to Derrick Henry. So when you say differently, those are probably detailed, nuanced things. Teams are not going to play out of a 2 shell against the Titans on first down. Teams want more bodies close to the line of scrimmage to defend Derrick Henry. As I said, then you get into nuance of what does the defensive front look like? How do they fill in with linebackers? Those are nuances that each team does a little differently. But the bottom line is teams line up to stop Derrick Henry. And by the way, the Chiefs did a really good job. Derrick Henry, I think his long run was 11 at a base personnel, meaning either a fullback, 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends. He only had 18 rushes for 49 yards. So the Chiefs did a really, really good job. Now, that's why I talked about the play action pass game, because that's going to happen. Henry's not going to be 30 for 160 every single week. So what happens then? You have to be able to use Henry in your pass game. And in your pass game, I don't mean throwing the ball to him. I mean using him to set up throws. And whether those throws are in the middle of the field behind linebackers who step up, or whether you're working one-on-ones on the perimeter, which we saw with Brown this week, because his 46-yarder did come on 1st and 10. You have to be able to do that. And that's when they become a really good offense. They will not be a great offense if it's just Derrick Henry running the ball, as good as he is.
I didn't go back and watch for this, but I'm just curious about what Kansas City did defensively. What was it? Primarily a single high safety look that they gave the Titans?
Yeah, I mean that's what teams do. Like I said, they want people in the run game. But right. I will say this: I also thought that Ben Jones had a tough ball game. I thought he struggled quite a bit with one-on-one blocks in the run game, and I thought that was one reason Henry had a number of runs stopped at the point of attack. And my feeling watching the tape was overall, I didn't think this was one of the better efforts by the Titans O-line in the run game. So, sometimes that happens. I get asked a lot when a team, let's say marches down the field on their first drive and they run the ball well, and then they don't for the rest of the game. And people say, well, what happened? Well, sometimes what happens is simply individual defenders beat blocks. Sometimes that happens. And I did not think that this O-line had a great game in the run game.
And let me ask you, does that go to the OC being able to acknowledge that right when the game is going on? Because some of the games, we can see Sappho and them blowing guys off the ball, and then this play action helps so much with the pass protection.
Well, that's where you also, Ryan, have a multiple run game. So if you feel, let's say, that your inside stuff's not working, then maybe you go to perimeter stuff like the pin pull concept. Obviously you want to have a multiple run game. Outside zone is the foundation of what they do, because also outside zone sets up the play action boot game, which is an important part of what they do. Yeah. But you don't want to just have one kind of run. You want to have multiple runs so that you can go to something else if you feel, hey, here's what I'm seeing, and they're stopping what we're doing. So you know what? Now that I'm seeing that, I can go to something else.
Greg, tell us about the Indianapolis Colts. They've won 3 out of 4. The one outlier, the game they lost, they had in the bag. Yeah, they should have beaten Baltimore. What's different about them the last several weeks?
Well, I think their offense has played pretty well.
Yeah.
They're pretty balanced. They've got a really good back in Jonathan Taylor. And I think Carson Wentz has played really well. When you watch Wentz on tape, you see a quarterback that's playing with some poise and composure, under control in the pocket. The concepts are helping him. There's a lot of play action under center. And under center play action, you could talk to Ryan Tannehill about this. Under center play action really allows quarterback to develop that sense of timing and rhythm much more so than shotgun play action. And Wentz, they needed to get him back to playing with that sense of timing and rhythm, which he had not done very well at all in Philadelphia in each of the last 2 seasons. In fact, the term that was used often describing his play, particularly last year, was that he was a broken quarterback. That is not the case this year, because Carson Wentz has always had high-level ability, and it's starting to come out now. And Frank Reich and his staff do a really good job designing plays. The ball's coming out of his hands. Wentz is not getting stuck in the pocket or leaving the pocket when he doesn't need to. He looks like a different quarterback.
So for this front seven for the Colts, would you say they're more dangerous inside? I mean, of course, we know DeForest Buckner. And
yes.
But what about Lewis and Kwity Paye coming off the edges? They're more dangerous there or on the inside with this Colts team?
I think they're pretty solid in both spots. Kwity Paye is now starting to come back from injury, played meaningful snaps for on this past week. They obviously have high hopes for him. They drafted him in the first round, essentially to replace Autry. I think that it's a really solid front. The unsung player who's a really good player, and he'll be very important in this game one way or the other, good or bad, is Grover Stewart, one of the most overlooked interior one technique D tackles in the league. A really, really good player. He's obviously going to get a lot of snaps because my guess is they'll be in base defense quite a bit.
Greg Cosell, there you go. Titans Colts coming up this weekend. Big game, obviously. Greg, thank you for the time. Appreciate you, man.
All right, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
All right, at Greg Cosell on Twitter. Again, you need to check out the podcast, The Install with Greg Cosell and Buck Rising. You check him out on ESPN with the NFL Matchup Show, and obviously producer for NFL Films for a long, long time. We always appreciate Greg Cosell. If you missed some of that, definitely check out the podcast when we get that up. When we come back, more of your phone calls. Atlanta Braves, they are encouraging fans to wear a specific color tomorrow. We've got that for you next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
This weekend, the Titans travel up Interstate 65 and look to sweep the season series against the Indianapolis
It's in Kentucky.
Ain't got no hand in the bag.
How good is Greg Cosell, man?
Man, great.
Honestly, from our perspective, like we ask a question, and if he tells us it's a good question, we all celebrate. Like,
because he'll flat out tell you if you're asking something dumb.
I'm almost scared to ask him a question.
Dude, I'm telling y'all, man, it took me about 3 weeks.
It's
you know what I
intense.
mean? And then Babs was like, listen, he only answers questions about the film and this. I'm like, dude, but how do you ask a question about but now I get it.
That's it. Film doesn't lie.
No, I
That's
don't.
all. He doesn't want to talk about emotion, momentum, none of that. It is all, what do you put on tape? What do my own eyes see and show me?
See, that's why I
And
use
it's
his eyes.
awesome.
I use his eyes from now on in.
You do?
See if my eyes are telling me the truth.
Yep.
According to
You got
Greg
4
Cosell.
eyes on that thing.
6, really, because he got glasses.
With all due respect.
Oh, my. Right there, too.
But it's like his Patrick Mahomes answer. Like, I don't know what's going through his head,
Yeah.
but I know he's leaving the pocket too early.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, man.
He's not
615-737-1045.
dealing hypotheticals.
Game 3 tomorrow night in Atlanta, and the Atlanta Braves are instructing Braves fans to red out.
Wear red.
Wear red if you're coming to the game. Wear red if you're watching at home. Wherever you're watching the game, the mission is simple. Wear red. I will not be. But I respect my Braves fans and friends. And
Why red?
it should be
'Cause
fun.
Blue and
No,
orange
well,
is
on
Astros.
Fridays during the baseball season was always Red Friday. And now that they don't have the patches on the jerseys this year, they don't have to wear the same jersey every single game. So they get to wear their
They're
red
not
jerseys
putting the World
tomorrow night.
Series patch on the jerseys?
No, because it has nothing to do with an idea from Major League Baseball. The company that they used to make the patches couldn't make enough patches for the Astros and the Braves to sell in their retail stores. So they just didn't put them on any of the jerseys this year.
That's weird because I bought my kid a hat with the World Series
I was going
patch
to
on it.
tell you.
hats.
Listen, I was going to tell you. I was going to write you and tell you. I meant to do it. Both games. I was going to say, man, bring me a hat back, man.
I should have.
Yeah.
I should have thought.
I kept on.
They
saying,
had
text them.
because the company that they used got hit with COVID, and they didn't have enough people to manufacture the patches. They had enough for the team, but not enough for retail so that they could sell
that
jerseys.
makes it even higher. You really put it on the jerseys then.
I know that's Major League Baseball. I'm a patch whore, so I always pay attention.
So
to
Major
that
League
stuff.
Baseball is a people person. Okay. If all can't get, one can't get. How about that?
That's quite a controversy.
I'm just saying.
Babs is just enthralled with this line of thinking.
As I roll my eyes.
Like, whoa.
I
would have put it out.
Man, I had a chance to talk. I had a chance to talk to Charlie Morton yesterday morning, and he was on crutches, headed to Green Bay. One of the members of the staff told me that he was going to Green Bay to see a specific doctor up there. I don't know who that is, but that's where he was going. And so talked to him for a minute, and everything I've ever heard about Charlie Morton is how he's the best dude. And then, like, somebody on the staff told me, like, this guy's really good, but he's like nowhere near Charlie Morton. Like he's an unbelievable person, but nobody is close to Charlie Morton. And so he just said, I'm gonna be fine. He took, for those that don't know, he took a line drive. What was it clocked at? 104 miles an hour or something like that.
Yep, right to the fibula.
And it bounced off him. They got the out at first, and then he pitched to 3 more batters. But anyway, he said he's like, thanks for thinking of me, and I mean, just super, super nice guy. So we'll see what Atlanta chooses to do. They've got a bullpen game coming up in Game 4.
Bullpen.
Yeah, Johnny Holstaff.
It's not a bullpen.
They will use an
arm
opener.
barn. It's an arm barn game.
Yeah, it's an arm barn game.
That's right.
But yeah,
Thank you, Slay.
they'll use an opener, and then they'll probably go to somebody like Drew Smiley or maybe Kyle Wright after what Kyle did in the 8th inning last night.
Yeah, we'll see. Will Bowling loves. Like, Will Bowling's walking around here saying the Braves are going to win Game 3.
I kind of believe that too. I kind of do.
So guess what that means?
If they win Game 3, they win the series.
I don't know.
Not necessarily. You're only up 2-1.
Well, just remember I said it.
There's a lot of proclamations going around right now.
That's exactly why I said it. I want to throw mine out there too.
Coming up at the 5 o'clock hour, Ramon Foster will join us at 5:20. We will get into a story written about the Preds in attendance.
What happened?
Get
They
ready.
broke.
Get ready to have a take.
Don't
Broke
suck.
their sellout streak.
Uh-oh.
There may not be.
Was it by one person? No, because I'm saying
like Jeff didn't go to the game.
No, it could have been me. I've been waiting to get on the glass. They probably saved a spot for me and didn't never get.
Hey,
Rich,
listen.
did they write Rich and Rich not communicated to me to get on the glass? That's what I needed. Rich, are you listening?
It's Slay's fault. Is that where we're going? Man, hour number 3.
I mean, I hate to be the one, but
listen,
never
if
got
they're
the
not
email.
if they're not selling out games now, you got a real good chance to be on the glass.
You do.
You just run down now.
You and your belly.
Yeah, that's they got to make it to the playoffs.
It
That's
was
the only time the belly come out.
192 game streak.
It's amazing.
I mean, it was a long streak. There is an opinion piece out there on the Tennessean that I will offer an opinion on a little bit later.
We will do that. Ricky Bowers steps down as basketball coach at Innsworth.
Wow, still going to be the AD there, right?
Yep, and associate head. You got a lot of titles.
Oh,
Still
okay.
gonna be that
I don't
guy.
know what all that. I mean, so he walked away from football a while ago, right?
Yep,
And then, but still coached basketball, and now he's done with basketball. I mean, he's influenced a lot of kids' lives over the years.
A lot. Dating way back, man. Tremendous guy, especially on the court, on the field. Man, you talking about winning. Like,
no
a lot
question.
of people ain't got to like him, but you will respect him, regardless of whatever it is. If he coached against you, coach your kid, whatever it is. Great guy and a great guy to learn the X's and O's. I got to get my feet wet under him, so salute to Coach Bowers, man.
I remember when the story broke that he was leaving NBA and they were going to build this school called Innsworth.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow. I mean, I was shocked.
You don't mention what is going on in there. You don't mention football nor basketball in the state of Tennessee and don't bring his name up.
Yeah,
in both sports.
I used to do Lipscomb women's basketball games, and Anna Bowers, his daughter, was like the star player. Man,
She was my intern.
Was
back
she?
in the day at WKRN.
She was. I say was because I don't know her anymore, not because she's no longer with us.
She's coaching now still.
Yeah, but man, she never backed down from shooting a 3, baby.
Oh no,
it was going up. It was going up.
Richard Bowers too. Little Richard, yeah, Little Richard, not Little Richard, but yeah, Little. But hey, he's a warrior too. Like, man, hey man, dude, hey man, he got some. Debbie Bowers, man, hey man, great family, man. Salute to them, my people.
Salute. All right, when we come back, you guys told me that Stephen A. had a Ryan Tannehill take. I want to hear that. I haven't heard it. You guys played it yesterday. Hunk said there was a big reaction.
You haven't heard that?
I haven't heard it.
Oh,
I've been in the World Series bubble. There's nothing else going on in Houston.
Get out the bubble.
So we'll do that when we come back. Also, Ramon Foster and Don wants to visit this sellout story.
I can't wait for Babs.
Because Don is no, I'm just kidding.
What?
He said he was coming after you later.
Yeah, he did.
All right, we'll be right back.
Jason Martin and 11-year NFL vet Ramon Foster.
I've had younger guys be like, big homie, I don't feel like this doesn't feel right. You know what I would tell them? Don't. If you go out there and you get shot up and you get hit, not only do you have broken ribs, you got something that puncture your lung. This type of stuff happens all the time in the game. Now that we know more, it's a little bit inexcusable.
J-Mart and Ramon. Tomorrow starting at 6 on 104.5 The Zone.
Hey. That's Red Dog Wine and Spirits. Come on in the door. They got something for you. Whatever you're looking for, whether it be bottled wine for dinner, whether it be seasonal craft beer, a selection of your choice, a big selection, or, listen, we just got finished talking about off air. Me and Brent, Babs was here too. She was just listening, but me and Brent were basically talking about the cigars and bourbon and sitting on the porch and getting to it. When it's the fall, man, it's the perfect time. But you got to match it up. There's no way you can just go get a nice cigar and not pick out a nice bourbon. You don't know what to pick. 20 years of expertise over there at Red Dog Wine and Spirits. They will help you out. And if you don't even trust that, just ask them for the bottle. You can try before you buy right there at the sampling table. The tasting bar is open for you Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Go in there anytime. When you go in there, be sure to tell them, I'm in the building. You know what the rest is. Red Dog got you.
This is Tiki Barber with a CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Lexicon, your holistic provider of practice management software and legal support services. Tonight's Thursday night football matchup between the undefeated Arizona Cardinals and the 6-1 Green Bay Packers will, in large part, be about the team's quarterbacks, Kyler Murray and Aaron Rodgers, respectively. Both are playing at an elite level and can take over game. However, the more compelling chess match might be between the head coaches, Cliff Kingsbury and Matt LaFleur. LaFleur is 32-7 with 2 trips to the NFC Championship game. Of course, it helps that Aaron Rodgers is your QB. Kingsbury is 20-18-1. He also came into the league with a losing record from Texas Tech, where he only won 19 conference games in 6 years. So the pressure to, quote, prove it was high. At 7-0, those doubts are starting to fade, and beating the Packers on a standalone primetime stage will go a long way towards solidifying his ascent. I'm Tiki Barber.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Nashville area attorneys. 810 Crescent Center Drive, Suite 160, Franklin, Tennessee, 37067.
One of the best games of the year is on Thursday Night Football.
Get ready for a terrific matchup.
Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
There he is.
Take on the electric Kyler Murray and the undefeated Arizona Cardinals.
Wow, what a catch.
In a battle of NFL elites.
Caught for the touchdown. Unbelievable.
Packers, Cardinals, tonight at 7:30 Eastern on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. NFL Network and Amazon simulcast subject to change.
Titans football trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
Good evening. I am Joe Hunk, and the injury report is out for the Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. Full participants in practice today was Monty Rice, Bobby Hart, as well as wide receiver A.J. Brown. Now, the list for limited participants is a little bit lengthier. You've got Bud Dupree, Amani Hooker, Chris Jackson, Chester Rogers, Darrington Evans, as well as Harold Landry. Now, as for the players that did not practice, they're for various reasons, but Roger Saffold was out due to rest. Here, Tart was out. Derrick Henry was out due to rest, and as was Julio Jones out because of hamstrings and stuff. But for all your foundation repair and your waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans. This is home to 3HL and 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
Did you just say hamstrings and stuff?
Yeah, hamstrings and stuff. That's why he was out and stuff. Just ask him. A couple of weeks ago, how's your hamstring? My hamstring? Yeah, out and stuff.
Somebody asked if you're wearing a Sitco sweatshirt, Joe Hunk.
I kind of am. This actually has Fenway written underneath it. This is the Sitco sign that's right over the Green Monster in Boston. So,
there you go.
Yep.
Hunk is having a party. What does that mean?
Oh, I'm just having a good old time back here, man.
Oh, I know what that means. That's on the Zone TV feed. Somebody asked. While we were doing the last segment, by the way, this is 3HL. Hey, love y'all. Glad you're here.
Mwah.
While we were doing the last segment, Hunk's light started flickering. Like he was doing it. Like when a kid will just flicker the lights over and over and over for 30 seconds. That's definitely up Joe Hunk's alley. That's something he would do,
That's
right?
most definitely a hunkish.
So I go in there and he's like, no, dude, that wasn't me.
Nope. Was not me at all.
So last week, our lights flickered a couple times, and I was like, I think we have a ghost. And there's some weird things that happen downstairs every once in a while. And weird stains pop up on the floor that, are shapes of things. You'll clean it, and then it'll immediately appear again the next day. Just, little weird tidbits. Now I'm convinced we have a ghost in this building. This is where we are. 10 Music Circle East. Did anything weird happen here?
I mean, it's creepy.
No, I really kind of want to know. I really want to know.
Do you think somebody's just messing with you?
No, because again, I was standing by the computer and it was just the knob behind me wasn't moving at all, and it was going up and down. I was watching and looking.
It hasn't done it since, and it hadn't done it prior to that.
No,
Make the lights flicker right now. Do it. I did that at my wife's office because I didn't believe all the ghost talk that was happening in her downtown Franklin office, which everything's haunted down there. I said, all right, ghost, flicker the lights. And the lights flicker.
Let me say this.
I'd have got out of there and not ever come back.
Hey, Halloween's coming up on Sunday.
You want
now.
some of this? Just come over to my house.
You got stuff?
Oh my gosh.
There's
Have
that
you
food.
not seen what is going on at Ron Slay's house?
live.
We talked about it yesterday because I was like, Slay, dude, it's like a full-on haunted house at that place. He's got a Michael Myers movement activated,
an animatronic.
kill you, stab you, girl
That's
in
the
a
word I was
cage.
trying to think of yesterday.
All of this
Lil
stuff.
Ron told me that when I got home. An animatronic. I'm like, dude, what did you? How you?
It's like Disney World, but with scary characters.
Oh, I thought you meant your house is really haunted.
Might as well be. Everything Babs just said is true. Look, you got a little lady in a cage. There's most of that. Chucky's running around on the ground. With
There's a lady in a cage?
Yeah, and she goes bananas. Screaming.
You may want to specify, because that really doesn't sound good when you're on the air saying, hey, there's a lady in a cage at my house.
It is. As crazy as it sounds, it's as crazy as it is when it goes off at 2, 3 in the morning. Or when I'm watching the World Series game.
No.
Yeah.
You know what gets me? People put the 3 witches holding hands in their yard. That I don't like that.
Yeah, I ain't doing no witches.
I don't like any.
Y'all want to come?
Can you turn off this music?
Yeah,
I hate it
no,
all. I don't like
this.
any of it. I don't do.
Look,
we're done.
if you guys want to come to my house, I live right in front of a cemetery. I mean, we've talked about this off the air.
That's right.
They like straight broke up your neighborhood with
Yep,
this
broke up.
cemetery.
It's in the middle of the neighborhood.
And
It's a
built
cemetery.
around the cemetery.
Yeah, there's a cemetery in my neighborhood too.
You know what was dope? I stumbled across Babs when she went to the haunted house and the camera followed her on
Oh
YouTube.
yeah, that was like 4 or 5 years ago.
I saw.
wasn't it?
I was just looking on YouTube and saw that. And I watched it. The whole thing. The whole
Was
thing.
Babs scared?
Babs was scared. Babs
yeah.
like she wanted to punch a couple of them too.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's.
yeah.
I
That's-
mean,
That's definitely in
because
play.
There's like the
We should go again.
scary, and then there's the like make you jump.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
Yep.
And I don't do well with the make you jump. Can you turn this music off? What are you doing, Hunk?
You gonna get on the bad side?
I get to. Oh, hold on.
No. No.
Is that Friday the 13th that I'm doing?
I don't know because I haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
any of those things.
That's Jason. That
Does
was
that
Michael
scare you?
Myers. He was just playing.
Does that scare you?
No, because I haven't seen that crap.
No, but me doing it.
No,
Does that scare you?
it's gross.
It is close. Yeah, it is.
Do it again.
That's
What
Jason.
is that? His sound effect? Or
So,
something?
so this starts
that
to
Jason?
play. Yeah, this is Friday 13th.
They play when he's about to.
Yeah.
About
Or when
to-
you
Oh, this
think
is
he's
the
about
music.
to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even when you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was enthralled with Friday 13th movies as a kid. Every Friday 13th, I watched the entire series.
Who's the Halloween guy? Is it John Carpenter?
John Carpenter. I thought that was Nightmare on Elm Street, but he may have done Halloween.
So when he made Halloween, he did it without the music. And so the studio didn't want to pick it. I saw a 2.5-hour documentary on this because like a lot of the streets are named like Russellville Street and because he went to school at Western Kentucky. And so there's
You
a
don't
Western.
have anything better to do with your time than watch a 2.5-hour documentary.
I was ironing
on-
clothes. I watch weird things when I iron clothes,
Yeah,
and I
can
iron
you turn
clothes.
the sound off?
I'll find another one. Please hold.
What about The Shining? You got that? So
That's what Slay has on his front porch.
and he had
That's the little
seen.
girl in the swing.
Yeah, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's
I
a little
haven't seen
girl in
his
the
front
swing.
porch.
It's a little girl
With
in the
the
swing.
jacked up eyes?
Yep. And she said something funny. Like when I was smoking my cigar last night, I actually heard her. She said,
Do you ever drink enough bourbon to have a conversation with these people?
I better not. But I think she said, I saw you falling from the tree and to your death or something like that. And she bust out laughing. Like something weird, man.
Sounds like a good girl.
I'm recording tonight.
She's
when
fun
I
at
go out
parties.
there. I'm recording.
I think you should do Instagram Live.
Put it out there, yeah.
Yeah, this is The Shining.
What? No, this is like Jaws.
Yeah,
that's The Shining. Look, Dick, this is another conversation that this is a Friday conversation when Dawn's not here. That we're still trying to get Slay to watch The Shining before
I
Halloween.
won't be watching it.
I told
You
y'all
gotta
this
worry
was a
about that,
Wednesday
man.
show,
You gonna
even though
miss
it's Thursday.
I'm not watching this.
All right, coming up this hour, Ramon Foster, Dawn's take on the Preds sellout, or lack thereof. Snapped. Sellout snapped.
Yes.
Yes.
Sellout streak no longer.
William in Clarksville, the Queen City. William, what's up, man?
Hey guys, I just wanted to clarify a few things as a Kentucky fan to all those ignorant guys out there.
There are a lot of them out there, man, including us.
Dude, I mean, including Kentucky, even everybody, right? The checkerboards. Look, I know everybody thinks that Kentucky wants to, copy Tennessee, and we look up to y'all. We don't. All right, we have the checkerboards because of Mitch Barnhart, who likes horse racing, who is. The checkerboards are after Secretariat. It's just because the jockey wore that uniform with the checkerboards. There's blue and white. Nike thought it was cool, and they don't. They look horrible on Kentucky basketball uniforms.
UT's checkers came first. The history has shown.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying it's not a great look, and you know what? I'm with y'all. We don't want them either.
Hey,
Okay, second of all,
we agree.
Hey, I'm here, the peacemaker. I may
Okay, I'm
talk
sorry,
a lot of
Will.
crap on YouTube with you, buddy,
sorry,
but
Will.
hey, we all love you, right? Okay, and then second of all, the past 5 years, Mark Stoops has done a great job. As a Kentucky fan, we always consider football as an appetizer to the entree, which is basketball, right? All we want is respect. We went to 5 straight bowl games. We've had a 10-win season. We could go to the New Year's Six bowl game. That is a dream come true. Just the thought of maybe going 11-1. Did y'all ever think y'all live to see the day for that for Kentucky football?
Listen,
I mean,
this is
it's
true.
not that's going to happen. It's a dream. It's a dream, guys.
William, they've had 3 10-win seasons. Mark Stoops had one of them. Could have another one. I mean, Mark Stoops could have half of Kentucky's 10-win seasons in the history of their program. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Hey, you ain't got to sell me, man. I told you, ain't nobody bigger Kentucky football 2021 fan that's not a Kentucky fan than me. Does that make sense? And Peter Burns.
It does, but it doesn't.
Did you hear that whole we've kind of considered football as the appetizer to the entree?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly why I think you might lose your coach, Mark Stoops, eventually.
Slade, do you know the last time Kentucky made it to a New Year's Six bowl?
No, it really don't matter. But you can inform me.
Bear Bryant was their coach.
Yeah, 1950.
Yeah.
Tara Adams, Wes Craven did Nightmare on Elm Street.
So
John Carpenter did Halloween.
That's right.
Hey, you know what, though? To William's point, I appreciate that call. And I just like to say, who cares? None of that really matters because I'm trash talking y'all. And it's not because of guys like you, William. It's because of the people that just got finished texting me, telling me, man, we're going to take y'all down and all. It's not. This ain't even for all y'all, Will. This is not for everybody. Like the people that love each other, I love y'all. But for the people that got something to say, that really think y'all great, I got something to say to y'all.
You can't say it.
Go Ball!
Oh, here we go.
That's right. That's right. That is right. And we own the checker. We own the checkered board. So take it off your little coat. Secretary, your little horse. Your little horse. That's what you want to roll with? That's cool. Keep your little horse. We don't want it anyway. But we started it first. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. See y'all next Saturday.
We've got 6 shows in between now and then.
This isn't even Trash Talk Friday. We still have 2 of those.
Oh, man. Nephew Sally said, I'm surprised Don ain't sniped that dude. Oh, man. This was the point I was going to make real quick about the movie Halloween. So after watching the 2.5-hour documentary on that movie, which is actually longer than the film, the documentary is longer than the film. They shot that movie, made that movie without the music. And so it didn't get picked up by the studios. So Carpenter was like, I got to come up with something. So he sat down in like 24
Oh, my gosh. What is...
Blinded by the light. There's a lot of sun coming through that window, right? It's like all of a sudden. Anyway, he sat down in like 24 hours and composed that music. And so they showed scenes without the music and the same scene with the music, and it's unbelievable how much of an impact that has.
Yeah.
That's why Don said cut that thing off.
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back. Ramon Foster, Big Savage, next on 104.5 The Zone.
Friday night, it's Nashville Christian School at DCA on the 104.5 The Zone Game of the Week, presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office and Paul Winkler Investing. Coverage starts Friday night at 6:30 with Will Bowling and Lucas Panzica on your home for high school football. 104.5 The Zone.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to
Wrapped up like a what?
Not sure. I never can tell.
615-737-1045. This is Ramon Foster's intro music?
Yeah, I was going to say, how you bring savagery in on this, man?
No, this wasn't what his normal is, but this was just because of Blinded by the Light.
I closed it.
Yeah, but I did sing that verse of that song.
Yeah, but you got to bring Savage in on a little something harder than this, man. You already didn't know who he was, Hunk, when he called.
No, he didn't know who I was.
Then you didn't know who I was the other day when I called.
No, I really didn't know who you were.
You missed that, man. I called in to Coach Mack and them after the Tuesday Buffalo Wild Wings on the way back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and Hunk didn't know who I was.
Because he called the regular line and he went, "Hey, this is Slay." I was like, "Who?"
I said Big Slay.
Big Slay. Okay.
Not
cool.
Little Slay.
Not Little Slay.
Because it's a Little Slay.
There is a Little Slay.
I mean, I didn't know that was actually him. He's got the God phone number. Can he not just call that?
I'm a man of the people.
You called the listener line?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wait in line.
Yes.
They left me on hold and everything through the break. I'm cool. See, listen, listeners, when you get left on hold, it's not just you. That's why I call the general public line.
General Pop.
Yeah, the general pop line.
Gen Pop.
I'm out there on the yard, man, just trying to use the line.
Ramon Foster joins us. Big Savage. Savagery. We call him lots of things, but we love our time with Ramon on Thursdays. What's up, man?
Man, not much, man. I tell you what, Blinded by the Light might not have been bad because I was trapped in a costume a second ago, okay? Over here trying stuff on, and your boy was trapped trying to find the right costume for this weekend.
Savage, who you dressing up as?
Yeah, what kind of costume were you trapped in?
Man, I got two of them because you got to have options, okay? When you're a big dude, you got to make sure it's the right costume, okay? So I got a couple, man. All I'm telling you is tomorrow might be a degenerate show. I'm just going to throw that out there, okay?
Well, guess what? If I get up in the morning and get baby ball on to school, and I turn it on, and I see you got a costume on, I'm going in my closet and I'm getting a costume and I'm coming on Friday. Oh,
Ron, you've had some good ones too, though, man. So you got some stuff in the closet.
We got some stuff hid out.
Yeah, Ron Slay's like a Halloween Hall of Famer.
He's an everything Hall of Famer. SEC too, by the way.
Here we go.
Hey, Ramon, Ron's already. Why am I calling you Ron all the time?
I don't know.
Slay.
See, but Mo do that too, though.
I
do.
He called me Ron.
Moan. Slay's already all in on Kentucky, man. It's crazy. And RJ called in to say, this has already started.
Yeah.
Game's not until next weekend.
It's real.
RJ and Phoenix called in to say, your state is shaped funny. It looks like a piece of chicken. This is where we are.
Not one lie is told because we're chomping at the bit, Brent. I'm telling you, man, that Bama game did nothing but fuel the Vols, man. And I'm not gonna. Hey, Don, I'm gonna pipe down a little bit, okay? I know us Tennessee fans can be wild, uncaged, and everything. But what I'm telling you is
there's a lot of evidence to that, Ramon.
I'm in a good spot about my Vols, okay? Our Vols, Don, respectfully.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
you know I'm working the game.
Yeah.
Who you picking then, Don?
Nobody.
See, Savage, listen, we just had probably a 15-minute conversation about this, dude. I'm telling her, listen, we calling a truce, but for us, for the sake of our relationship, when you go up there and you're on the sideline, I ain't telling you to wear nothing on the outside where everybody can see, but put just a little orange on up under your jacket or whatever you got going on and wear that and represent us. You feel what I'm saying? Like, just let them know.
Listen to y'all.
You feel me?
There's a song by Lil Jon. He says it in it, representing for the home team.
Yes,
now throw it up, Don.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the home team, okay? You got to come back to Nashville, and Ron and Brent are waiting on you along with me.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
I just want a good game. That's all I want.
So is the home team like us, the three of us, or is the home team actually the home team, Kentucky?
Yeah.
Of us, Brent. She lives here.
She got to come back home.
Kentucky is not that far. Lexington is almost the same distance as Knoxville is.
Dude, we got a lot of listeners in Bowling Green.
A lot of listeners.
Right
a lot of
the board.
Kentucky fan listeners, too.
In the Commonwealth.
We love them.
Trust me, I hear from all of them during basketball season.
That's what I'm talking about. We love them.
Mm-hmm.
which we also own them in. But never mind.
Ramon, Josh Heupel said the other day that this is the thinnest roster he's ever been a part of on any level in football. How bad did they need this week off, man?
Man, in the worst way. The biggest, I think, point people lose when we're talking about good teams and bad teams, aside from, most of the time, good players can overcome bad coaching. And it's strength in numbers and also Jimmy's and Joe's, man. Like, that's the two things we're lacking right now. I think most fans who've watched and spectators that's watched Tennessee recently have said, okay, this can be a good thing. But you can't be a good thing if you have less men unless you like 300 or something like that, So there's actually a lot of truth that goes into that. And then he makes that comment, and then he's down one more with Harrison. So I love the transfer portal, but I absolutely hate it because you don't get that commitment. You don't get an opportunity to see a team actually growing. I think it's an easy out. I get it, but, Brian, like I know, Brent, we've talked about this too. Like, I'm old school when it comes to, like, your commitment, unless it's very toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Titans Colts coming up this weekend. Ramon Foster with us from J. Martin Ramon, 6 to 10 a.m. weekdays right here on 104.5 The Zone. How has this offensive line, Ramon? You played it a number of years in the NFL. How have they been able to flip the script with all the injuries that are happening and guys that, off the street are filling in and only giving up one sack in the last 8 quarters? That's pretty amazing.
It is. It really is, and especially it's one of the few positions where 5 got to work as one on every single play, man.
Yeah.
So to see these guys come together through injuries, also through a guy retiring, I think is huge, man. And truth be told, when as an offensive lineman, you already feel like you eat dirt every single day anyway. You go to the furthest part on the field, you're the biggest group, you run by people, and then you have the DBs go moo when you're going by them. So you just get sick and tired of just taking stuff. Okay? With that being said, man, when you have a group that's down bad, or let's say you don't have a coach that you don't like, I've been in a situation where in my own room we bonded together because we weren't absolutely in love with the coach that we had at the time. Or when you have injuries and guys feel like, man, this is my opportunity to step up. That's what you've seen from this group, man. They were down one. They lose one of their young guys to IR. There's a few guys now on IR. And truth be told, though, when we had Kevin Byard on earlier this week, I think the one guy that's honestly pushing that group, that narrative along more than anything might be Ben Jones. Simply because if you look at him and the way he's playing, then you say to yourself, man, if I'm not giving my Ben Jones all, then I'm not doing my group any service, man. And I think he's the one that's being completely honest with you guys, that's leading that charge of saying, hey, it's us versus everybody. If I can go out there, then I expect you guys to go out there. And it's been a standard as of late, man, against some good teams. I know we'll trash, Kansas City defense because it's not that great. But you know what I say? That's not my problem. Those guys still get paid. Chris Jones is still out there. They still have a bunch of guys that can make plays on that side of the ball. That's not their problem. Same thing goes for Buffalo, too. Hey, I don't care if you don't have a pass rush. I'm blocking you and we're winning. So Ben Jones sets the tone, I think, and the rest of the guys follow suit. Seeing Roger Saffold get up every single time. I know y'all have had him on 3HL a couple of times at Buffalo Wild Wings, and just seeing how, in particular, those two guys are leading the charge and saying, follow us, do as we do, and we're going to be a whole lot better, man. You got to tip your hat to that because it's hard, especially when your numbers get thin at that position, because you guys are seeing this too. The quality of finding offensive linemen, the quality ones, is low on the street.
Man, you switch sides, and we look at the opposite side of the trenches for the Titans defense. You've been able to see this when you played for Pittsburgh, and you saw the defense. The havoc that the defense was bringing. And it starts to look like it's a race to the quarterback. I think we started it's a resemblance going on right now with the Titans. You got Big Jeff and Danico getting after. You got Landry and Bud playing sparingly and getting after it. And it's starting to look like a race to the quarterback. Like, who's going to get there first? You know what I mean? And we didn't see that 3-4 weeks ago.
We didn't. But you know what? I think the plan was already in place. It was a matter of just executing it. And honestly, getting those guys all out there, too. I'm thinking back to Ola whenever we had him on, when he had the 2 sacks and stuff like that. And he was like, man, we got a bunch of dogs in this room. We got a dog. Like, he kept saying that. And Now we're starting to see those guys come together. The plan, I think, has been simplified a little bit for them, whereas, hey, go beat your man, play your technique. Having 3 preseason games, we might see a slow start to a lot of teams moving forward, the ones that are, that progressively get better over the course of the season. So seeing those guys come and play, and everybody, not only that, but playing a role. I saw Tierra Tart this past weekend get highlighted by Brian Baldinger, who's, the O-line, D-line specialist when it comes to watching the game. And all Tierra did on that play was simply do his job. He stabbed the guard, planted his feet in the ground, and waited for the running back to come so he could tackle him. That's what you want, is guys doing their job, also with a competitive spirit of saying, hey, don't meet me there, beat me there. And I feel like that's what's going on, especially these last couple of weeks, man, with how they flushed out, it seemed like in a game plan-like setting, these quarterbacks to say, hey, we're okay if you run outside the pocket, but we're going to be running right there beside you, and we need you to try to create. And all of that, those guys up front who are now also getting national praise from the Four Letter Network and just everybody else around this that follows football, I think that's a good thing, because Lord knows that secondary is depleted, but they're holding their own right now.
Ramon Foster with us on 3HL. Ramon, as a former NFL player, everybody wants to talk about it's the next game. It's, no different than any other game, those kinds of things. But in all honesty, like, rivalry games do get a little more out of you, right? Like, you do get amped up a little bit more, don't you?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I'll say this too: if we've won a game against a team, if we beat Cincinnati once before, the mindset in the whole entire locker room, we got to bury them, guys. That was all you needed to know. Hey, let's do this job and let's go back home. And that's got to be the feeling right now with this Titans team. If they do this Sunday, if they do the job this Sunday of beating Indianapolis in Indy, man, they really have they punched one ticket, I think, into the playoffs, as far as saying, hey, look, the AFC South is ours. And if that locker room, that building, that the Titans practice at, if they aren't chirping that, it's not in the back of their mind to say, hey, let's complete this goal, let's get this over and done with, then something's completely wrong in the building. Now, I'm not saying that, they're not going to do it, or Indianapolis doesn't have an opportunity to win, because they do. They've actually gotten progressively better since they played the Titans. Carson Wentz isn't turning the ball over. He's got some plays that could have been turnovers in the 49er game, but he's 11 touchdowns and 1 interception on the year. You're not going to hit him. And that's the aspect of it. He's going to throw it away and doesn't really care about his passing percentage, even though it's still, I think, hovering 66% right now, which is still really good for an NFL quarterback. So I'd be amped up. This might be the marquee game of the week, if you're asking me. This Titans-Colts game and also the Pittsburgh Browns game. Those two, I think, are the biggest games on the docket this weekend.
You're completely right about the Titans-Colts, I think, because if the Titans win, they've got a stranglehold on that division less than halfway through the schedule. That's pretty amazing. With a win, they would be 6-2. Indianapolis would be 3-5. So 3-game lead plus 2 in hand against them, and a 5-1 conference record. That would be huge.
And not only that, beating the big teams in the AFC side of everything right now. Everybody's going to push Buffalo up there because they see the P-word potential of what Buffalo can bring to the table. But this team can have a 1 or 2 seed if they continue to get the quality wins. And you look at who's left as far as the AFC South. They got friggin' Jacksonville one more time and Houston 2 other times. I'm not a betting man, but, man, Ron, put those on the parlay as far as getting those dubs. That's all I'm saying.
Say that again, Savage.
Put the Houston and the Jaguars game on the parlay whenever they come up, okay?
I'm going to say no more.
I mean, if they can win this one and then add those 3, that's 9 wins right there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ramon Foster, at Ramon Foster on Twitter.
Hey, real quick on the way out, did you see Tomlin's rant?
Yes.
I'm not going to say never, but never.
Yes. But, if you know him, then you know he's an NFL quarterback. That's what coach. That's the same way I look at Vrabel. Vrabel's not going to waste his time going down to the college level. And I'll say this. I love what college is, and you guys do too. But the method in which you got to tell a 17 or 16-year-old, hey, you're the greatest thing I've seen this year. Some coaches are just pure football purists. they're not going to big you up. They want to see you do the work and tell you, hey, good job after the fact. Coach T's not that guy. Mike Vrabel's not that guy. Andy Reid is not that guy. And I think that's what Coach Tomlin was saying. And the other part is, hey, I got a freaking Super Bowl under my belt. Don't play with me like that.
That's right.
And a lot of success.
At Ramon Foster.
And a strong foundation in the Roonies.
Hey, good luck. Good luck with the Halloween costume there.
Thanks, Savage.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Brent.
See you, bro.
See ya.
All right, Ramon Foster from J. Martin Ramon, 6 to 10 weekday mornings on 104.5 The Zone. You never know when Ron Slay might call in on the listener line.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
And then it's Savage Radio.
Fast.
Parsley, when we come back, also, the Pred sellout streak ended. We'll talk about it. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Yep.
Coming up tomorrow with Buck Rising.
Balls are on a bye week, so instead we'll take a look at the state of the program. Now through 8 weeks of the Josh Heupel experience, we'll break down the Titans and their trip to Indianapolis as well with the man in black, Coach Dave McGinnis. Coach Mack will break it all down for us at 12:20.
The Buck Rising Show. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
All right, we got maybe some gift-giving times coming up, right? Yes, we do. Call Artisan Custom Closets because don't you want organized, beautiful, unique, functional closets and pantries and laundry rooms and garages in your house? Absolutely. And Artisan Custom Closets is where you need to go to be able to get it. So here's the deal. Locally owned here in Nashville, Lisa Carlquist started it out in Marietta, Georgia, and then brought Artisan Custom Closets right here to Nashville. So it's locally owned. And here's the best part. Everything manufactured in the USA right out of Marietta, Georgia. So you know that you won't have an issue getting stuff done and getting this put together. What a great, perfect gift. Trust me, I was given the gift by my significant other of a beautiful, clean, organized garage, and it's my favorite thing. Closets, pantries, garages, home offices, laundry rooms, mudrooms, they do it all. ArtisanCustomClosets.com. Say goodbye to clutter. Get your free in-home consultation today. 615-800-2199. If you tell them Dawn sent you and you heard it on 3HL, they're offering 12 months, same as cash financing, and 10% off. 615-800-2199. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
November 6th, we're releasing a limited number of lake lots never before available to the public. Lake lots with covered boat slip from 50
too, and I got to go with my 11-year-old and spend some time with him, and that was awesome. But, like, you end up in that bubble with I mean, there's a roof.
Yeah.
Like, things happen you don't even know about.
I love that.
So the Preds sellout streak was snapped. At, what was it, 192?
After 192 games.
Good
How about
Lord.
that?
That is an amazing number.
Yeah. Yes. So, which you saw on TV some of the games. There were some empty seats earlier this year, but they were still considered sellouts because all the tickets were accounted for, right? This was the first time that all the tickets were not accounted for. So, here's the deal.
Get them.
Everybody knows Bridgestone Arena requires either your Vax card or a negative test within 48 hours in order to get in to watch a Preds game. Any event at Bridgestone, but for a Preds game, that is the requirement. So, Gentry Estes, the Tennessean, wrote an opinion piece saying, as a proud Nashville streak ends for Predators, it's no time for told you so's. Basically saying, I'll give you the gist of it, basically saying, hey, you can't blame the fact that they're requiring a Vax card or a negative test for the reason that their sellout ended. What you should blame is that this is just what's happening in sports. I'm not going to sit here and offer an opinion either way on requiring a Vax card or negative test.
Yeah, you don't need to. This has nothing to do with that.
But that is an absolutely oblivious opinion piece. You cannot sit here and say that that does not have anything to do with it. It 100% absolutely has everything to do with it, because those that aren't vaccinated have to go and get a negative test. And I get that you can get it there.
I want to go.
But for some people, it's the principle of it. For some people that aren't vaccinated, it's not that easy to get it, or I don't want to get something shoved up my nose, or I don't want to get a test. My whole point is, don't sit here and act like that has nothing to do with it. Because
that was a crazy take to me. Like a very, very unexpected take.
Well, and
it's math. Of course it has something to do with it.
And the ease of back in the day where you didn't have to worry about that, and you come across tickets, or it's, oh, hey, let's go second, go buy some tickets. You don't worry about it. For those that aren't vaccinated, it's not necessarily as easy, or you don't know the process, or you're not as comfortable, right? So you can't act like that doesn't play into it. I just thought that was such a what's the word? A blind kind of ignorant take on the entire thing. Now, if you read all the way down into his piece, he says, oh, well, it could be a part of it. Okay, well, that's not what your headline said. If you're going to go with that headline and that opinion, then you better go all out and not at the end of your opinion piece come back and say, oh, well, it probably has a little bit to do with it, but it's just what's happening in sports right now.
One thing, headline writers are different than the writer of the article.
Well, if that's my article,
that's always been weird to me.
I am watching what my headline writer is putting, because that's bunk.
It is bunk. And look, whether you're for vaccinations or not, or whatever, like, that doesn't even matter in this story. Just accept the fact that some people are not. I mean, they just aren't.
No, it does. So you can't say that it doesn't affect it.
Listen,
if you're trying to, what any of us believe.
If you're trying to pull from 100% of the population, and what is the vaccination rate in Middle Tennessee? Like 50, somewhere in there? I have no idea. I don't follow politics anymore. I don't.
I will say it's the bottom half of the U.S.
Yeah, so even if it's like 60%. So now instead of selling to 100% of the people, you're selling to 60% of the people. It's math. Of course it has something to do with it.
Yep.
You know what else is math? Great take. Parsley. How fired up are you for a game involving the Green Bay Packers without their top three wide receivers?
Not too fired up. I mean,
Devontae Adams by himself represents 33% of the Packers' catches, 42% of the yards, and 20% of the touchdowns.
Yep. And in this one, it was something in me saying, hey, man, take the Packers, even with Devontae Adams being out. But then the top three go out. I mean, what you giving them to fight with? Yeah, and Chandler Jones is coming back. Like, hey, man, this is gonna be. It's going to be tough in Arizona.
That's exactly what Aaron Rodgers likes.
See, that's the thing.
And that's the thing. And that's what gets you.
All signs point to Arizona blowing the crap out of them.
That's it.
But those are the games that scare me the most when Vegas gets involved with a 6.5-point line.
And then it dropped. Yeah, so and the thing is, I'm looking at it, and now you got to depend on Amari Rodgers. Shout out to T. Martin. You got Randall Cobb, who you wanted to have back. These are the guys you depending on and leaning on. Buda Baker, I think you cover high, he put them down low in the box, put them anywhere. They pin their ears back and come to get you, A-Rod.
So what are you doing tonight?
I'm going, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing.
I think you were doing.
Oh, I'm doing under 50.5, and I'm taking Arizona -6. Parsley.
Listen, man, I'm gonna parlay with you tonight.
Hey, I knew it.
I'm gonna parlay with you tonight.
What was that again? Say that one more time.
This is the best ones. The parlay. Under 50.5 and taking Arizona -6.
I actually went with you and didn't even know it.
See, Hunt, sometimes you just got to get in the car.
I'm with you, yeah.
Just get in the car.
I'm staying far away from that junk.
Just be there when we get back, Babs. We're going to go on a little trip right here.
All right.
This is a nice little adventure. So be ready.
Friday, we'll be out at Pine Creek Golf Course.
Yeah, Mount Juliet.
For a great cause. We'll tell you about that tomorrow. Don Davenport will be in Provo, Utah.
That's right. Virginia and BYU.
Alan Stanwyck.
I'll be watching that game.
And Joe Hunk will be right here eating all of the candy that gets left.
But you guys leave. Y'all can just leave that here tonight. It's cool.
Speaking of tonight, the Joe Hunk Titans.
That's right. We moved it to Thursday because of the World Series.
Play the CGI Colts tonight at 9 o'clock on the Zone digital feed.
It's a revenge game. Carson Wentz is actually the quarterback this time.
What's the spread on this one, Hunk?
Me by 60. Just kidding.
60?
No, I'm just totally kidding. I'm just
Titans
totally kidding.
versus everybody.
Everybody. What lit the lines up like that? Y'all come back tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be here later.
We'll leave the light on for you.
See ya.
Mike Keith and Coach Mac bring every Titans game to your smartphone. Hear every game.
There's your answer.
By downloading the 104.5 The Zone app.
This is Tiki Barber with a CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Lexicon, your holistic provider of practice management software and legal support services. Tonight's Thursday night football matchup between the undefeated Arizona Cardinals and the 6-1 Green Bay Packers will, in large part, be about the team's quarterbacks, Kyler Murray and Aaron Rodgers, respectively. Both are playing at an elite level and can take over game. However, the more compelling chess match might be between the head coaches, Cliff Kingsbury and Matt LaFleur. LaFleur is 32-7 with 2 trips to the NFC Championship game. Of course, it helps that Aaron Rodgers is your QB. Kingsbury is 20-18-1. He also came into the league with a losing record from Texas Tech, where he only won 19 conference games in 6 years. So the pressure to, quote, prove it was high. At 7-0, those doubts are starting to fade, and beating the Packers on a standalone primetime stage will go a long way towards solidifying his ascent. I'm Tiki Barber.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Nashville area attorneys. 810 Crescent Center Drive, Suite 160, Franklin, Tennessee, 37067.
One of the best games of the year is on Thursday Night Football.
Get ready for a terrific matchup.
Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
There he is.
Take on the electric Kyler Murray and the undefeated Arizona Cardinals.
Wow, what a catch.
In a battle of NFL elites.
Caught for the touchdown. Unbelievable.
Packers, Cardinals. Tonight at 7:30 Eastern on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. NFL Network and Amazon simulcast subject to change.
Staples Connect has small business shipping covered with premium shipping supplies and UPS services. Now buy one, get one free on select shipping supplies. Plus, get 20% off UPS Express shipping services. Offer ends 10/30. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details. Staples Connect.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. This year, our average client received over $52,000 with an easy cash-out refinance. What would you do with an extra $52,000? Pay off those high-interest rate credit cards? Maybe start a business? Or knock out those home improvement projects? Let's make those dreams a reality today. Mortgage rates are near historic lows. Apply for your cash-out refinance today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241. Hey, what's up, good people? This is Joey Kent with Through the Pro Way podcast. Whether it's after a hard day at work or relaxing on the weekend, we all love kicking back and watching live sports. And it doesn't matter what sport you're watching. It's always fun to have a little action. It doesn't matter if it's baseball, football, basketball, hockey, auto racing, or golf. It's just more exciting when you're part of the game. That's why I downloaded the WinBet